anything.
No, that's a fact. You and I both. You and I both. How's it back being stateside, man? How you feeling?
It's good, but I got home from our trip, and then my wife and I drove up to Salt Lake immediately this morning. We've got some skin things that I'm not messing around with, and so I took my shirt off, and the doctor looked at it and went, "Whoa, whoa, 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 whoa! I got to cut that sucker off right there." I mean, come on, 10 years of surfing every day, maybe not every day, but anyways. So I got a lot of little biopsies going on. He's doing some biopsies on some of my skin intimates. So yeah. Being in the States is good. We're getting it all taken care of before we go back to the UK because I'm not going to subject myself to their healthcare system.
No, I feel you. That's a great thing. At least you know how things lined up for you to be here, and you can knock it out the park. So whatever you need to get done, you can do it.
I mean, all that really mattered was I made it to LA, right? So I could finally meet Rupsy face to face and Harold face to face and all these guys, man. That was, and the ladies, right? But mostly, dude, so many of you guys. I love chatting with you guys, man. It's awesome.
Yeah, bro. This weekend was amazing, man. For sure.
I had a blast. Other than the fact that I'm still tired.
Bro, you were
You know
hustling that
what? You
booth,
gotta you
man.
gotta get keep it moving. You gotta keep moving, man.
Yeah,
You gotta keep the energy up. I'm tired too, but I'm hitting the gym, walking, all of that stuff.
yeah. We gotta just push through. I'm too young to be complaining too. I already know. So
Yeah.
we're good. We're
No, I'm
alive.
throwing that out there right now too, for real. I want to hit Runyon tomorrow. I'm supposed to ride my bike, but if we have enough people who want to link up and hit Runyon tomorrow morning, I'm down to do that. But if not, I
Shit, I
will be
could.
hitting the bike.
I'm down. You know me.
Let's do it then. I know Frankie and day after when we was bowling, it was like, yo, we gotta do this. We gotta do this. So I'm gonna hit them up, see if they want to go out there and get to it. And if so, let's do it.
I'm with it.
Have either of you?
Let's aim.
Sorry, keep going,
Go
Pump.
for
Keep
it.
going, Pump. I have a burning question, but it'll wait.
Okay, yeah. I was just gonna say something real quick to Dre. I was gonna say if we do it, let's do it early, semi-early, or like usually when we go, let's do it that time.
Like, we usually go around like 7-ish. I gotta get the
Yeah.
kids up and cranking. We can do it maybe around, yeah, you bro. We can do it around maybe like 8:30-ish for real. I think 8:30
Works for
should
me.
work. It also depends on where everybody else can come through, but I'll handle that on the back end and I'll let you know.
For sure. All right, Jace, go for it.
Has anybody else ever been so tempted to go and grab a DNA clone with all these fire clones going out there right now, man? It is. I mean, I don't have the ETH right now, but still, I'm like, I am dying watching all these people pick stuff up lately.
Man, I
No,
offered. I'm sorry. Go, Dre.
no, go ahead. You go for it. You got it.
All I was gonna say is I offered that Loca dude my whole entire collection for it, and he said no. So that was my only shot, and it's over. So it's okay.
It's probably over for me too, but I mean, I was feeling FOMO so bad, I had to go back to at least my drip clone instead of the reptile just to feel something again. Just like, oh man, just seeing those, it was so good. And knowing that, I mean, after touching and feeling and witnessing the vibes and the threads and everything that we had going on in LA, I was like, all right. I'm not going to sleep on the pants next time. I'm not going to sleep on the jackets next time, right? Like, I want all the DNAs so I have all the options because I hate limitations so much. It's a sickness.
No, I
Yep.
feel you, man. I'm the same way. I want to, after seeing Pump burn his Lux pod in the Discord, I'm like, damn, I need one of these. Like, all of this stuff is happening. If I had the ETH, for sure, I definitely would have grabbed it, but trying to figure out a way now, for real.
I had to sacrifice a Murakami drip clone to get the Lux pod. I had some people telling me I shouldn't do it, but I was like, you know what, man? When that time comes with our speculations on the incubation and what's gonna happen, I was just like, man, I need that. I don't care.
How many eggs you got?
Like, I got 7 eggs, 7 clones. So I got the little matching number.
Well, I don't have any more information than you have. I probably have less, but I still think if you've got that Lux and a grip of eggs, man, I think that was the move because you do have one drip clone still, right?
Yeah, I have 3 drip clones still.
Oh, see, come on.
but I really wanted it to use it for my PFP just because, like, my PFP has first dibs on that ride because, it's only 1 egg and 1 clone can incubate at a time. So my first pick to throw in there is the Knife Boy.
Yeah, for sure.
No, I think the Lux spot is the move for real. I think as long as you got one of something that's high caliber like that, right? Like y'all got drips, you got both of y'all got Lux pods, both of y'all got a decent amount of eggs. Like y'all are gonna be good. I think it's about diversification. As long as you're putting all your eggs in different basket, pun intended, then you'll be good. And with you guys having that Lux, I definitely think it's going to hit something. And again, like Jace just said, I don't know much more than what you know, but I would put a safe bet that you guys are making the best moves out there for real.
And I wanted to say, that hype is gonna hit as soon as they announce Animus and all that, and then it's gonna be impossible to get a Lux. Cause bro, even me getting this Lux, I had to be quiet. I couldn't really tell anyone other than the homies I talked to frequently that wouldn't step on my toes. But after buying a few, I saw a couple other people notice that I was as well, and I got into a little sweeping war for pods with other people, and I had to wait, place offers. It was a very impatient process for me just because I have no
Bro,
patience.
that's what happened to me. Ethel jumped in that and he was like, but then he just went and swept. And so the floor tripled. And so then I had to wait an extra week and be quiet with Compound on the sides like, bro, where's your Lux? You said you're getting, bro, where's your Lux?
Yeah, that. But the thing that excites me the most about the Lux is that, based on my readings and deep diving, we're going to be the first people to have our eggs hatched. And there's only like
Yep.
55 of them. So we're going to be in a small group of people to have, I
We're going to be
guess,
the first ones to
the
die
first.
on that new planet, whatever it is.
Yeah, exactly. We're going to be the first one to fall into pieces in Orbitar. I think that's what it's called.
Well, what threw me over the edge was when Harlan was like, "Wait, none of y'all asked me any questions about incubation stuff." He's like, "Well, here I have a little something for you," and he read off this script about stranger incubation and stuff. I was like, "Okay, all right, it's a thing. I'll make some moves on all the information I don't have, but which is the information I do have." So we'll see how it plays out,
And
right?
and I wanted to add to say that whenever the pod burning stuff first began, there's a lot of people that don't read or are a little clueless. They don't know how artifact moves very mysteriously. So they tanked that shit. So I was like, all right, bet. They were like point 0.4, half an ETH. Then when the burning started, people just started dumping them without knowing what they were doing. So I was like, all right, bet. Count me in. So now I bought in before everyone who did that realizes that they messed up and buy back in. So
Are you willing to share what the 2020 ended up costing an ETH? What
um
your Lux ended up costing? I think mine was barely 5 ETH for everything that I collected because I was getting them at the point 0.14,
mhm.
0.12, up to like 0.2 on some of them, I think, but it ended up being about 5 for me.
For me it was about, so I sold my drip clone for like 2.3 ETH, which I actually made some profit on, like a space pod worth of profit, like a point 0.1 something. So that, and I already had 6 of each before. So based on my calculations, so I had to buy 14 and 14 because I had 6 and 6. For the 14 and 14, I spent like 2.4 ETH. And then the 6 and the 6, we'll count it. We'll just round it off and say like around 3 ETH for the whole thing.
Bro, we're flying in some discount Lux pod, brother.
That's what I'm saying. I got my Spirit Jet or whatever you want to call it, Spirit
I'm
Airlines.
Frontier. I just threw a cooler wrap on the outside. They're gonna charge me. Gonna charge me for my Rimowa bag to put inside my own Lux Pod.
Yeah, you're gonna have to check your carry-on. No water on the flight. You have to buy water. So whoever wants to pull up, just be ready to, fly Spirit.
That's such a terrible analogy. I love it.
Fly Spirit, become a spirit.
I'm on Google trying to check and see how much 3 ETH is right now in USD so I can make the conversions and get me a damn Lux Pod. This is some BS, man.
Yeah, I don't know how we're gonna be flying around without Dre there with us. Like, how's that even gonna thing? I mean, I see a couple other guys down here. I'm not gonna call out that they should be too. I'm pretty sure Shake has a Lux Pod, so he'll
Oh,
be
we took
cranking.
a tour in his last night. He has a pimped out
Oh,
Lux Pod.
I haven't touched mine in a while, but dude, I threw up a lot of my 101R. I kept my I threw my little Rimowa bots, my worker bots. I threw them outside flying through space. I even have a TARS, from Interstellar. I forget who was making them, but I got a TARS, and so I have him out in space, floating in space too. One of those big robots, because I love that movie Interstellar so much. So I got that guy
Top
floating
3.
around out there too.
Definitely top
Man,
3 all movies of all time.
the day we get that notification on Twitter saying that it's time to use these, man, I'm in a mosh pit in my living room. Something. I'm gonna start breaking things and I'm gonna go crazy just because we've been
I'm gonna
waiting.
go to the thrift store. Buy a whole bunch of those like really cheap China plates, just so when it goes down, I can start just like chucking them on the ground.
Yep.
But y'all, this is what I want to do. So we got Pump up here. Congratulations on the Lux Pod burning. But for the rest of
Appreciate
the
you.
week, I want to make sure that we have somebody up here, a different person up here, if they could be a different person. But if not, just someone up here who can get up here and talk about whatever they want to talk about, take the conversation wherever they want to take it, just do their thing on this spaces so we can actually start this funnel, get this funnel started of the Bad Take crew. Because this is how I've always seen it to be. And this is the conversations that Compound and I have had behind the scenes is that this is a catalyst for any and everyone who wants to be a part of this process to grow their own individual brand, to speak on spaces, to get rid of that anxiety, to whatever, utilize this space to help grow them in whatever direction they want to grow into. Because like Comp said yesterday when we were speaking, like, it's not just about us. Bad Take has its own brand, but everybody here in the community has their own brand as an individual as well. And we want to use this platform in order to lift and project that individual brand for every single person here. So I threw it up yesterday. Pump caught the alley-oop, dunked that shit. So here we are.
I texted him as soon as you guys started talking about it. I said, "Sign me up" in all caps. And
Yes,
if you
sir.
need me, I'm Compound 6 Man. Whenever you need me, I'm here.
Let's run it then. So I think this is ultra exciting. And the homie Compound gets to go and relax in Ohio. You know what I mean? Speak to my Buckeye people. And we get the opportunity to get other people to come up here and shine, man, get the individuality on. So take it away, Pumpy. Do your thing, baby.
What up? I see Shadow had his hand up. He was hopping in and out. I think there was a little issue, so I wanted to get his time to speak. So go for it, Shadow, and then Green Cipher. I don't know if I'm saying it right. As soon as Shadow's done, say what you gotta say.
Hey, what's up, man? You gonna shut it? Okay, go ahead. All right. Sorry, I had a bad connection. I had to go to the good barbecue place, so it's out there in the boonies where the person like barely can speak English because he got a thick country accent. Gotta get that moist brisket. So we good. But no, yeah, everything Dre Millie was just saying is pretty cool. Um, Look, I just like talking to people about crypto and blockchain, so I'll be here. But yeah, if you got your own thing going on, man, like definitely use the Bad Take platform, man. It's there. But yeah, all I do is speculate, so that's my thing.
We love
Speaking of
the
which,
Shadow speculation.
y'all talk about these dunks yet, man?
Man, I mean, I'm not gonna
Hey,
lie. Clegg's post today got me a little excited. And then I spoke to Dre Mill while I was on OpenSea looking at the dunks. He's like, "Yo, you got dunks?" I was like, "Bro, I was actually just about to buy them." And yeah, if we're speculating shadow style, we all know that new artifact site has the alpha of what's coming soon, what's coming next, and that and the vials are first on the list on the site. So, you know, I don't want the bus to leave me behind. So, $200. I looked at it. I looked at it in USD as like a retail for a real dunk that you could buy in the store that is not 1% as cool. I know for those of you listening, a lot of people were confused. I'm pretty sure Zapdio also clarified it. There will be a fee to forge them, I believe. Nothing's free, which is cool. It's fine. Um, but whatever it is, the 200 to lock get a pair is it's worth it. Just because I know Dre knows how much I've been banging these CRLs off for. So you already know dunks are way more popular. The masses know what those are, so to be able to get those off will be even easier. So
Yeah, and my thing, man, honestly, because I followed the and I'm for blanking on his name, but it's the guy that did an interview with Cass. I'm sure a bunch of people did, but the one that I reposted, I'm following him on Twitter and on YouTube because he's it seems like he's a sneakerhead content maker, so it's kind of interesting. I just been getting lucky because I joined his stream. Then 30 minutes later, he was doing a bad take, and I caught it live with Kaz, or he was at the booth, artifact booth. And then today, right at the tail end of his stream, I forgot who it was, but somebody brought up the booth, and he was like, "Yeah, those artifact shoes, man." And it was actually a very interesting conversation. So I'll just kind of share, and maybe I'll post it in the group chat for those who wants to go check it out for themselves. He was like, he did a really good job of explaining it. Now, he got a few things wrong, but for somebody in his position, he did a really good job because he was like, these are the shoes, so they came from this. And he had a picture of the NFT, Air Force One NFT inside of the little, the little vial or whatever. He was like, now this is $60. He's like, but I'm sure since you can't get it no more, the reason why it's $60 is because it's over with. He's like, let me go and check and see if I can find a price of how much they were. And he was like, oh yeah, see, he was on the aliens. Or maybe the reptiles. I'm not sure. He was like, see, it was like 3-4 ETH. That's like 2 band per ETH. He's like, yeah, man, like they paid a lot to get these shoes. The shoes are fire. He really likes the aliens. And he was like, "There's only like 100 in the world," and he's like, "Man, that's just crazy." But then some people in the comics section, they were like, "Man, I don't know about the NFT stuff, man. I feel like that stuff's dying." He's like, "Yeah, the NFT's dying," but he's like, "Dude," he's like, "They have," and he's talking about us. He's like, "They have an app. All they gotta do is tap it to their shoe." He's like, and it tells them who owns it, if you're the first owner, the authentication, and he's like, it's not even on their shoes, just on their shoes. They got stuff on their clothes. He's like, man, he said, and I saw his community was like, man, let's move on for this. Like, they were kind of like, there was a few people that was like, okay, that's fire, but a lot of them were like, man, let's move on from this. And he was like, and I'm gonna probably clip it because he's like, man, it just takes time. He's like, y'all guys will understand in time. It just takes time, man.
and
And
that's
I was
cool with me,
you said
Shadow.
what?
Because then those same people complaining are gonna be the same people paying me quadruple when they come in the mail. So
And that's what
shit.
I in the chats. They were like, they're not available right now, so nobody cares. And I was like, they're gonna be available next month. He's just trying to give y'all some alpha on the dunks. And then he saw that message and he was like, yeah, they got dunks coming next month. He's like, I'm gonna get on that. I don't know how you do it yet, but I'm gonna get on that. And it was very interesting because it wasn't like Web 2 people like, oh, NFT sucks. It was just kind of like are these customs? Oh, well, you can't get them, so who cares? You know what I mean? So it's like they're admitting that the shoes are cool. They want to get their hands on the shoes, but the NFT barrier still to this day is going to always be that kickback. But when these shoes come in, it's cool to see some limited edition shoes that you can't really touch or buy on the spot, no matter how much money you have.
Hey, Shadow, to cut you off on that, there were people standing there who had a lot of bread looking at the Air Forces like, man, I'll pay 10K right now. I don't give a shit what color. Let me get them. And that's when they hit him with the, yo, you can't get these now. But I, as in me, like, they would be like, he got the CIRLs if you guys want something right now. And dudes who had no idea, just people who have money, explained to them for 10 minutes. And they were like, those were all my clients, by the way. I did not sell a single pair to an artifact holder at SneakerCon. I sold them to people who came there wanting to cash out and buy something that no one else has. That's what they were saying. Like, yo, there's 6,000 pairs. No one has these. This is Nike, blah, blah, blah. And then from there, a dude bought a crypto dunk, the Genesis dunk, after I explained him that. And these people set up wallets, and I was helping them. Like, yeah, you do this to buy this. You do this to do this. Will lobbed me a sale to one of his boys. His boy was like, yo, I want something that no one else has. And we explained it to him, and he was just like, when you explained it to people, people started like, what the hell? Like, so yeah, the people all the clients were the people who don't have clones or know what it is. And from that point on, they were kind of onboarded based off just the CIRLs. So,
But no,
go for it.
no, I was gonna say no. You're 100% right. Because what it is this: the awe factor is there. But if there's an awe factor and you can't get it, no matter how much money you have, it kind of dissipates kind of quickly. But when I put in there, because there was a guy, he said, "Man, NFTs are dying." I guess he just joined in late because he was looking at the photo of the shoe inside the little vial thing. And I commented and I said, laughing face, I say, bro, if you just separate the NFT from these physical shoes that are gonna be out next month, I said, bro, it's gonna make a world difference. You just gotta separate the two. And then he's like, out where? I just checked StockX. They're nowhere. I said, wait till they're on StockX next month. And then he was like, yes, yeah, they're going to be everywhere, man, next month. So it was just a very interesting conversation. I'll probably link it in Bad Take. But basically, I was just saying all that to say, the first step is going to be getting kind of used to it because he did make a good point. What's gonna happen is he said this is just the first waves. He said once we start getting hit with these types of limited edition shoes, he said annually or regularly, he said people are going to be looking forward to it and it's going to be getting harder and harder and harder to get these shoes. And then he kept repeating, he's like, y'all gonna understand. Y'all gonna understand. It just takes time. But
Yeah,
yeah,
because none of the sneaker pages and those people really know about them. Like, that night of the OC Museum, I had no idea who these dudes were, but I had dinner with, I guess, like some of the biggest sneaker YouTubers named Private Selection. I think that's what they're called. And they were asking me, they were super cool dudes, and they were just asking me about it because they knew I was there and like doing the artifact stuff. And I explained it to them in depth, and like the way they took it in was like, oh, we're in. Like it was like a low key cook to them. They're like, yo, how do we do this? What do we do? And people like that have the influence of making other people want to buy it because those resellers that all the other resellers see, they follow and they just want to do what they do. Like, yo, how does this person get all these pairs? What's this? And they were like super into it, which was good because we need that. Right now it's just us, and then there's certain pages that no one posts about it, but the thing I was telling everyone that day at SneakerCon, and I tried to bring as many resellers slash good shoe people, because I grew up in LA, so I know a lot of people out here from working at the store, selling them shoes as a young kid, and everyone who kind of understood it, which isn't very easy for everyone to understand, was like, yo, what the fuck? Like, how do we do this? And yeah, when that shit grows, when those type of people start feeding into the wave more, everyone wants to copy what those people do. Everyone wants to. Who doesn't want to buy a shoe whether it's an NFT or not, people are gonna have to get with the program, is what I'm saying, because they see their favorite people buy a shoe for X amount, and whether they like the shoe or not for themselves, whether they want to do it for a profit or get it before they have to pay 5x, people are just gonna be like, you know what? If I have to buy a fucking NFT, I'm gonna have to buy a fucking NFT. So, like you said, like we all know, when the Air Forces touch down, like that's when the shit really hits, because then everyone's gonna be like, where the fuck did those just all of a sudden come from? Like what? And then, like you said, next release annually, they keep doing it. Then it's gonna slowly but surely. Okay. Bet I gotta make a MetaMask.
No, for sure. The thing is, people want to stay away from the term NFT because society has pushed it as being the no term. It's the place that you don't touch. But dude name is Scotty from Private Selection, and he got his CIRLs in today, and he posted them up on his Instagram. I'll post a link in the comments so you can check it out. But he has a huge following out there. He's the guy who actually broke the Powerpuff Girl dunks, and he had a table at his SneakerCon booth with all the upcoming releases, or a lot of the upcoming releases, and even some unreleased kicks. Like he had the Sand, the Yeezy 500 boots, the Satin Air Jordan 1 High, all three of the Powerpuff Girl dunks, the
He's a
CP,
legend.
100%. So that's what I'm saying.
He showed
I'm painting a picture.
Okay.
I'm painting a picture of who he is and how much influence he has. And he threw his CIRLs on today on his Instagram story. And I hit him up and I was like, damn, that's crazy. I wish they would have came in before SneakerCon because he would have had that much more reach. But the fact that he has them in hand now and he's speaking about these things will only make things that much better in the future. So like I said before, 3 keynotes. The awareness brings the hype, which brings the FOMO. We're still in the awareness pocket of things, but once it gets there, the hype is inevitable. And again, to piggyback off what Pump just said, it's going to really take it to the next level of hype when them Air Force Ones drop. But let me go ahead and do justice by saying what's good to the people who came up. We got some hands up for a long time. We're going to go to the man Green Cypher, and then we're going to go to Max, and we can go to Memory. So Green Cypher, what's good, bro?
What up, man? Bro, fuck. I was gonna ask, bro, do you guys know anyone that knows how to mix and master vocals?
Like a song, like mixing a song, like mastering a song.
Yeah, low key.
I know we have a few musicians part of our clone squad. I don't know if they know how to mix and master, but I know
we got hella people. Lone does it all the damn time. Kaz, I know we got hella people. I know hella people does it. Yeah, it's hella people in the community who does it.
You could hit up Day After or Tropics as well.
Bro, can you guys like DM me somebody? Yeah, bro, I was just tilting around today, bro. I don't know about you guys, bro, but like I've been obsessed with Ali's videos still. So I kind of like I was just bored, so just made like a song, but it's not mixed and mastered properly yet. But yeah, I don't know. But
can you guys hear me?
Yes,
nope, we can't hear anything.
All right, perfect. I'm on my laptop, so I was just gonna make sure. But yeah, I would say Alone Architect. Talk to him. He's
we'll DM you his
yeah, bro, please.
page.
Yeah,
right now.
He's the guy. If you're music and all that, you have him. You could probably reach this as well. Illa Orbis would be like another guy you can more than likely talk to. I mean, POVs into that type of stuff. I mean, you have CLXRB, I think, is another guy that's in the music thing. Vega, more than likely. I mean, there's a lot of options of people you can reach out to.
Tevy's just my clone Rolodex right here. I'm like, hey, Tevy, what clone does this? He's like, bro, here's 7 of them. And they're DM. Bro, I love you, Tevy. You're so good at this.
But yeah, there's a few. Oh, I almost forgot. Day After. Talk to Day After too.
I think someone threw that out there too, but yeah, he's a legend. I met him for the first time this past weekend.
This dude is
nice dude.
Yeah. So yeah, man, like you have options, and I'm sure they're all willing participants that are being voluntold right now, but they'll be more than happy to help you out.
Yeah, bro, please, like anyone, bro. But yeah, like obviously I want to get like permission from Ali too, right? Like before I do it. I don't even know if you guys will like it, bro, but I don't know, it'll be fun, I guess.
You always got to toss it out there and see how it hits, right?
Yeah, you just gotta
That's what
you
you
gotta
got to
shoot
do.
your shot, bro. Fuck it, who cares? If you like it, you think it's cool, most likely other people will too, bro. So yeah, bro, don't hold
That's a
Yeah.
back.
fact. That's a fact. I had a conversation with Coomer today. We was talking about that. You miss 100% of the shots that you don't take. Legendary Michael Jordan said that. So
Dre has been having me on that shit recently too, cause man, I don't really I hold myself back at times, and there's been some moments where he's put me to test, and he knows. I think he knows what I'm talking about. When I was at a little Jeff Staple panel, and I just get a text from Dre. He's like, "Yo, you better stand up and say something," and I'm just like, "Fuck." Like, are you dead serious right now, bro? Like, and I just got up, did it. I was sweating. I was like, fuck. But then after it felt good. I was like, all right, okay. Was it that bad? Like, fuck all these people. Do I really care what they think? It's all good. But yeah, Sophie. I know Sophie had her hand up.
What's up?
I don't want to
I have
talk too
such
much.
a random question. Well, it's not even random, honestly. But do I need a skin vial for the dunks?
I don't think you need one, but I think you should
Well,
just have one just because. Like, why not a human one, a robot one, in case? Because I don't think you can, or at least I don't know if you can evolve a plain dunk. I know they've been modeling the clones a lot in the plain dunk, and they look really nice on their own. But
can
just
you
to
put
be
a picture of those?
which one?
The
Human or
ones that
robot?
are
Both of
going on clones that you said that look nice?
you don't you ever saw the video of like the clone?
Exodus.
It was like the promo for the Exodus. Yeah, the pod burning one.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, the clone has them on in there, and then in the Animus video, the girl walking with the two little uh characters
Anima.
has the
Yeah, I
animi.
know. I know what you're talking about. I saw it like a trillion times this weekend.
So yeah, that's where they displayed the shoes without the vials. They actually haven't done any ads with the vials, but I don't know. I think that's the cool part about it, because if you watch the commercial they made for it back when it first started, is like I feel like that's what's gonna make owning those fun. So get a
You
vial.
don't necessarily need it, yeah. But if you want to evolve it, you can evolve it to whatever vial that you have. And if you have
Not
multiple vials,
financial.
you can evolve it to different stages. Yeah, definitely not financial advice, but if you
Not
want to buy that
financial
shit,
advice, but they are
There
$60. So
there's 3 stages. Like how many what's like the max you could do?
we actually don't know yet. That's the video showed a little bit of. It looked like it was endless, damn near. It showed like hella evolutions, but we actually have no real idea. We just know it evolves more than once, more than twice. Who the hell knows? But I would just get a vial if you have the shoe already, just because, like, who knows? You know, why not?
Better to have one. They sneak up on people with colorways than to not have one.
And
facts.
I wanted to say as well, if you go look at the vials, I believe 0.5% of all vials in the entire collection are listed. So that means 99.5% of people know they don't want to sell that, and then there's that 0.5 that's just like, all right, man, just give me whatever I can get. So I would take advantage of it. Once again, not financial advice, but I feel like once it gets announced, like all other things that I've bought in on, or like while it's quiet, it just shoots up just because there's none listed. You don't think there's going to be like 10, 20 people who are out of nowhere, never knew what it was, that are just going to pull up and buy it. So yeah, that's how I feel. Human looks nice, and it's the cheapest one. I really like the human one, so yeah,
Thank you. I'm gonna get my size this time.
go for it. And then, damn, I feel like Compound today. I'm gonna try to be the correct co-host, Dre. I'm gonna say Memory was next in line, right?
Do your thing, baby. We following you, man.
All
Do
right,
your
all
thing.
right, cool. This feels nice. I feel like the teacher, substitute teacher. All right,
You're
memory,
doing a great job. You're the cool
and the
substitute
homie
everybody want
Kevin.
to talk to.
I appreciate you. So yeah, go for it, memory.
Yo. Dre, I know you probably have talked about this ad nauseum, but I was curious, your thoughts about the general sentiment. Since you were at SneakerCon, I feel like I work for an architecture firm, and a lot of our clients have difficulty grasping kind of how their projects are going to look or feel, and just based off of 2D drawings and whatnot. But we actually are able to put them in VR and put them in like the whole physical building before it even gets built, and that's usually what sells our projects most of the time. So like now that people are starting to get these physicals and starting to see these actual products that they can touch and understand, how have you seen kind of the sneaker industry and consumers' sentiment towards Artifact in general change?
That's a really great question, man. I appreciate you asking. I honestly believe that, again, it goes down to the three key moments that I always speak about: the hype, the awareness, the hype, and the FOMO. And we are at the beginning of the awareness, to be honest. Like, this was the first time these shoes have been stateside, the Air Force Ones and the CIRL, stateside in person for people to experience. Whether they looked at them, they touched them, they held them, they used the app with the CIRLs. This is the first time ever, and it was at SneakerCon LA. So it was about 20,000 people who came through SneakerCon LA, give or take a couple. And we haven't even seen the full extent of the information being put out there yet. But the fact that these sneaker blogs or these sneaker bloggers running up and down the aisles, taking videos, stopping, asking questions, being educated on what's going on within the ecosystem, it feels like a volcano that's about to erupt. Like, it feels like it's the bubble up. Like, the energy feels really contagious right now. And this is just the beginning. Like I said, Scotty from Private Selection just got his CIRLs today, and he even said it on the video. Like, I don't think you guys want to miss out on this. He was like, yeah, it costs a pretty penny, but this is the future, and you're going to want to be a part of this. And he's the guy that a lot of people come to get advice. They follow him and his word on what to do and what to buy. So that's just one guy who owns one store. So we in the beginning of it all, man. And I'm gonna reiterate this again. Once those Air Force Ones hit the streets for real, it's pandemonium. It's gonna be like how Quavo was walking around SneakerCon and there was a wave of human beings following him. It looked like World War Z when the zombies was falling over each other to try to get in front of it. That's what it looked
Hey,
like with him just leading the way.
heavy
It was nuts.
stepper.
He's a heavy stepper, man. He let him know. But to answer your
Yo,
question,
Baron thought
this is
there was a
just the
fire.
beginning. But it was crazy, like a tsunami of human beings rolling through the aisles as this man just walks down. But yeah, this is the beginning, man, and this is what it all was being built up for. So this was excellent execution for people to have the inception, the drop of awareness to come through, and we're going to see how this triples and doubles throughout the next couple of weeks and months once the information gets out there.
Yeah, I
One of
mean,
my favorite things that was said was when people came up to the Genesis pair, like, wait. Is this what LeBron was wearing? Right? That was one of my favorite things. Being like, man, they seated those so well. Like, I heard that. I think I heard it twice
Yeah, I heard it a
where
few
they were
times
like,
with you.
right? That was
Yep.
such a dope thing to hear. Like, bro, they recognized them. Like, they remembered it. And now they see it in real life and like, wait, are these those? So that was a cool moment for me to see that it's recognizable enough that these people are now putting two and two together.
Yeah, I believe I was standing next to Cass, and some dude was like, "Those are the LeBron pair," and then we were talking about how he swapped the cream laces, and I think Cass was like, "I'm swapping the cream laces in too," and I was like, "Oh man, we got Cass Braun."
No, they were. I heard that too. As an individual, just speaking to people, he's a pair of Brown wear playoffs. Like, yeah. And dude tried to buy him there. Like, how much you want for him right now? It's like, They're not selling them, bro. These are just samples. They showing it. Say sample on the inside, bro. They not selling them. I got racks, man. What you need? How much you want for them? Like, bro, they not selling them. Well, how do I get them? Like, you got to get them from secondary. How? Like, for Goat, StockX, eBay? I was like, yeah, because they've already been minted out. The forging has already happened. The shipping is coming next month. Okay. I'm gonna keep my eye out. I gotta let the homies know about this. Like, it's being spread like that organically. And as more content comes and hits the streets, it's going to spread like wildfire. So it's a time, man. It's definitely a time, Memory. Like it's dope to be a part of this process and see it go from inception to execution, and then spread just through the masses, man.
I think
Yeah,
October is our most important month ever. I'm sorry, Memory. You go. I know you've been trying to go.
no worries. I was just about to make a corny pun about us finally getting through the valley of the shadow of death, because I feel like that's the darkest we've been in a couple months. But now I feel like we got a bunch of positive momentum, a bunch of physicals, a bunch of recognition, a bunch of like marketing pushes. I can already see that the strategic analysis of where we hit, when we hit. Not only the community mixed with a SneakerCon event. I mean, that was genius. Just a lot of really good moves. I'll give it to Artifact. They're when they do move, even though they don't necessarily communicate in the meantime, when they do move, they do it. And it's effective, and there's a lot of hype generated, a lot of positive momentum for the community and whatnot. But yeah, all good. I'm excited.
You're gonna finally get that clone Tober you were promised, bro. It's coming.
I
Man,
need it.
actions speak louder than words too. You already know all these other. I'm not gonna say. Like we're not out here flexing. When it comes, like you said. Whatever.
No, this is the time, and that's a statement that I made as well on the live stream. Like, we had to go through that darkness to get to this point, right? We peaks and valleys, but now it's the most positive it's ever been, I think, ever. Like, even when there was a bull market and people was getting happy just because of how much they were trading and the money that was being made, like, that was like that endorphin rush high that didn't last. That was like the white hot space that doesn't last forever. This is forever moves right here. This is legendary Tommy Hilfiger, Ralph Lauren legendary moves. This is how you build and execute a luxury brand, and it's happening piece by piece. So yeah, you can be a trend. You want to be a trend, or you want to be Ralph Lauren? Shout out to Hove. You know what I mean? So they're just building up those steps, and we are the communication that we yearn and long for. That's the whole point of this space. That's the whole point of having this community. The communication is here, right now. You don't have to go banging on your mom's door and asking her a question if you got your brother right there who can answer the same question. And we all have that here. Just all a family unit. We can ask each other. And one way or another, you're going to find out the information as long as you just follow the breadcrumbs and you have a community of people to throw these questions to receive the answer. Just like you asked me the question about the sentiment of where the community is right now. If we didn't have Bad Take or another community space like this to come and hold these conversations, we'd be shooting in the dark, wondering, going in different directions, hitting walls. But we have this now. So the communication thing, I think, has been filled organically from us as individuals and as a crew. So we here, man. It's time to hit it. You know what I mean?
And Jay, I wanted to let the people know who were not there. These were also my first time ever seeing them in person. And Dre knows, as both of us big sneakerheads, I'm not saying this. I'm to shill. I'm not saying this for anything other than saying the truth. I swear to you, I have never seen a majority of those Air Forces or Nikes in general with those specific materials. I remember I was standing with Cass, and we brought over like one of the biggest sample collectors. That's my homie. He was my first job ever when I was a teenager. And he let him feel them and touch the Genesis pair. And he was like mind blown that, like, firstly, his eyes saw them as suede, just like mine. And that it was like I don't even know what, I can't even explain it. Like a pony hair, shiny. Like, bro, I can't explain it. But all I want you guys to know is that those were not regular shoes. Like, so yeah. Just be ready. Those are not your all whites that you got. Those are not your off whites, your whatever Air Forces you got. I promise you, you never felt a pair with the same
Never,
materials.
never
So yeah.
seen it. We all feel the same way. Like, what the fuck is? It feel like the aliens that came out the Mexican tombs or whatever. It's like, what the fuck is that? Like, even when you staring and looking right at it, you have no idea what it is because it has a sheen to it, like it's suede. Like Pump said, it also reflects light, like those pony hair materials used on sneakers before in the past. But it's not that at all. It kind of feels like the lenticular material that you touch and you can like scratch with it. If you rub your nail against it, but it's not that either.
Yep.
It's like, what the fuck
Yep.
is it? And nobody knows, but it's crazy fire. It's crazy fire. And a lot of people didn't have the opportunity to actually pick up the shoe and move it around in the light and see how it reflects. You had to just move your body around the stand. But I did get the personal opportunity to do so. And those and the reptiles, like the way that the light hits them and how it reflects and the color changes, and never have seen anything like this before. And once these sneaker bloggers get them in their hands, they're going to say the same thing, like, yo, this has never ever been done before. This shit is next level. Y'all got to get a pair. And it's going to be like, damn, I can't get a pair. Well, I want to get a pair. How do we set the floor? Secondary market. So keep that in mind. And that's when the hype goes up. That's when the FOMO starts. And that's when the fun starts.
And before I pass it on to Kevin, I also wanted to say shout out to Cass for holding it down at SneakerCon because I know he was super busy, but every person I brought by that I felt was like somewhat important to get a glimpse of these shoes and like feel them. He understood the assignment, so he took care of everyone that came through, gave everyone the little tour that they needed to know, and I feel like everything went well with these shoes. So the attention went to all the right people, and we definitely got some great exposure. SneakerCon was the best place I feel like to display these. Like the Tokyo event was cool. We all saw those. People in Tokyo saw those, but we needed to be in that specific crowd of people that need to know what they are for us to grow significantly as well. So shout out to Cass for looking out every time he was super busy, and I would just be like, yo, I need you, man. This guy, I need you to show him the shoe. And every time, with pleasure. That's why I fuck with Cass. He's a real one. So thank you.
Bro, Pump's the plug. At one point, he turned to T-Swag and was like, look, now I know we're in safe hands. And then later the weekend, I was like, look, Pump, I just know I'm in safe hands with you. So, you tell me this is someone I should be talking to, I'm going to talk to him. But no, really, it's y'all are nailing all of it. And the only thing I wanted to come up and really say was one of my favorite moments was Dre, fresh off the truck, getting a little sneak peek of the reptiles, and this man was definitely like in awe. And this was like, when I say straight off the truck, like it's like right out the van, y'all. Like we got no lights except for this damn van light, and he's still just like shook. And I'm telling you, you're gonna see it whenever I edit this recap. That's gonna be my favorite part of the recap too, because yeah, it was just really cool to see. Because I'm excited. Everybody who gets these shoes, like Pump said, they're dead. That I'll pin the space from a while ago, but Zaptio talks about it. They definitely went through and did heavy customizations to the point where like I really can't name many shoes that by Nike period, like no matter the silhouette, like there are very few shoes I've seen like this. And so yeah, especially the Genesis, damn, those ones, it won't make sense till you get them, but those who got them, good job. It's gonna be a cool shoe to have.
I want to know, man. We got to know what the material. Like, people are going to have questions. Like, what is this? And no one knows.
No,
So
I
that's going
can't.
to be a great conversation to have as well.
I'm pretty sure it's a leather, but that's the thing. I got to relook at the like the product SKU again. But it's definitely like a leather, and that's why it's weird because it's not. It don't feel like leather. It doesn't feel like suede. It doesn't feel like anything. Somebody said it felt like glass which like that was kind of like, like a glass tabletop. Like that's kind of the feeling, but it's like a furry glass tabletop. I don't know. But yeah, sneaker resellers, that they definitely, they were shook because it's like one of those ones, once you actually like touch it, I'm not supposed to probably tell. I'm checking to see if Zaptio's in here. I had to stop for a second before he hears these things, because nobody was touching nothing, y'all. That's all you need to know. And I'm just excited for you to touch your shoes
That's
when
a
you get
fact.
them.
I
That's a
didn't
fact.
see you pick
Nobody
it up
touched a
and
damn
have
thing.
somebody rub it with their thumb. I didn't see that at all. I wish I had, but I didn't, Cass.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I'll be the first one to say I did not read the instructions. Look, I
Tevy
got
reached
there,
over the aisle. Tevy did
bro.
it.
I grabbed them. I was rubbing my fingers all over them. I was like, "What is this?" The messed up part of Genesis, man. I was half listening, so I don't know if we talked about this yet. But the Genesis pair, when they're like, "Oh, this will like," who's I don't even want to
You
curse,
got
but
lucky, Tevi. I almost saw Tommy
this.
backhand someone for touching those
Oh,
shoes.
listen. Like, how they said the material will like F with your mind, and you're gonna be like, "What are those? What is this? What's going on?" I swear to you, I walked up to them, right, and I'm looking at them, and like I couldn't process what was going on. Okay, number one. Number two, so then you go to your other senses, right? You figured if your eyes are deceiving you, then maybe, touch might work. So I start rubbing the shoes, right? I'm rubbing the shoes. I use one finger at first because I was like, you know what? I don't want to be that guy.
Tevy, there's kids on this live stream, bro. Maybe we should.
Freaky,
But
Maybe we
Tevi.
should.
listen. Let me go.
No
Hold on.
pause.
No pause. Hold on. So just one finger. I'm like, I can't quite understand what's going on. So I go with more surface
And I
to
pulled out another
feel.
finger.
Yeah. And then eventually I had to go with the full hand. And so here's the
I
thing.
gotta
This is
stop
Oh,
this.
shit.
Bro,
I'm
this
gonna wreck my
simultaneously got
truck.
I got
worse.
hair.
I'm
listen.
dying.
Here's what happened. This is the funniest part though. And then I'm gonna stop. This is the funniest part. Like because I was so confused at what I was experiencing, right? I'm like, I gotta pick him up. I gotta pick him up and look even closer. And as I'm going to pick him up, I see Tommy walk by. He slowed down. He gave me that look, and I knew in that moment, like, I had to like not do that. And he kept it going. He smiled. I smiled, and that was the end of that moment. But it was a great moment. But real talk, these shoes, man, like all of them, like the reptile lenticular, the DNAs, the all of them, like the demons. Like there's two different patterns on the demon shoes, y'all. Like, do you understand what that means? Like the red swoosh in the back. I don't even know what the right terminology is, but like the back of it where it says, um,
The heel tab.
yeah, thank you, the hilt. Two different patterns, left and right, different patterns. Like it's the details. The details on every single pair is next level beyond the next. That was just mind blowing. Like so, I think anybody who got one of these pairs, you're in for a treat. Like the drip shoes. I mean, I thought they looked cool before, but when I saw them up close and personal, and like the silver of the swoosh and the blade, mind blowing. Like it's like a mirror. Like you can see your reflection in there. Like if you're ever wondering if you're looking right and you don't have a mirror on you or your phone battery is dead, just take off your shoe, put it up to your face, and you can check yourself. That's how it's ridiculous. Like they have something extra special here, and I am happy for all of us who are getting these, and for those of you who are fortunate enough to grab multiple pairs, man, oh man.
What Timmy is
Tevi,
trying to say, no shade to Travis, but these are not the utopias.
Tevi, I got bad news for you. The feds are going to be on
What?
you. I got photo evidence of the touching, and I'm about to drop it in Discord.
Don't do it.
Was it like the one finger part, the hand part? Like which part is the
It
photo
was
of?
very early on. Just the one. Just the one.
I mean, I told Cass too. I was like, Cass was like, yeah, we're trying to make sure people don't touch them and everything. I'm like, Cass, it's too late. I already did. He's like, you did? I'm like, I already did. I'm sorry. I'm like, I couldn't help myself. Like, this is. I'm like, how are you gonna put them on a little pedestal, like light and everything, and not expect us to touch them? I mean, it had to be done.
Yo,
But
um, we
We
love
gotta
you.
go to Kevin, man. We gotta go to
Yeah, I was
Kevin.
gonna
He had his
say
hand up.
Kevin's hand is hurting. I was gonna say, yeah, let's
Yeah, we
go.
gotta go to Kevin.
What up, Kev?
Yo, appreciate it and great. It's all good, and I appreciate y'all giving me a chance to talk here. It was great to see everybody in LA. Shout out to Pink Bambi. Got wifey off in Phoenix right now. Haven't seen her, but she is here in the spaces. And she called me before, and I was like, babe, wait 1 second, because I'm about to be on the bad take. So I'm tuned in right here and I always love coming through. And yeah, I mean, it was a really great experience to get to see everybody out here. I went to the New York event, but I definitely think the LA vibes were just at a different level. I mean, we had a good time, and I think getting to getting to come together around and see the amazement like of everybody at SneakerCon, and sort of like honestly every as somebody who's coming with a fresh perspective, it was hard to see how what Artifact is doing wouldn't stand out. Like between everything that was there was nothing like it. We were in our own world and people never seen anything like it. And I think, we're just in the process of seeing that seeing that flourish. Like as you know, it's like I'm definitely gonna keep shouting out everybody who's coming through in the OnCyber Merge World events. We definitely threw down. Shout out to RT Labs who did an amazing, amazing job on that build. If you haven't checked it out yet, definitely go check it out. As I understand, there should be future events there as well. I do want to quickly plug the fact that now we can have open worlds and on cyber that are free to open build. You don't even need permission. Anyone who enters can actually participate in the build. And right now, I got this battle going on between Yuga Labs and Artifact. It's a little battle world. If you want to go in there, we have like Team Artifact is already thrown down pretty heavily, and you'll see it's pretty amazing. You see worker bots, shoes, monoliths, and Yuga Labs sleeping on it. So if you want to jump in and participate in these battles, we're going to be doing things like that. So you're all welcome to join us, and yeah, appreciate y'all having me up.
It's good seeing you, Kevin, man. We appreciate you, bro. Keep doing your thing on the OnCyber tip. I appreciate you letting us know that we had 200 people watching us during the live stream. That just added to the nervousness. You know what I mean? That was great. I appreciate you, for real.
It was wild. And Ali was in there getting hyped up by everybody. Like, it was just like, dude, no, there's no community like this. Really, it's hard to compare.
No, that's a fact, and I appreciate what you said about the LA event being so much better than the New York event. You know what I mean? You heard what Snoop said. Everything in New York ain't always what it seems. Big city of dreams, but everything in New York ain't always what it seems. Shout out to Sophie Max. So who we going to now? Who had their hand up next? Pump.
I believe it was Golden Age, but his hand got a little sore and he put it down. But I do
Yeah.
believe I saw his hand. So
Hey.
if you still wanted to speak, you had the next in line.
Nah, I just wanted to say what up to everybody, man. And I was just piggybacking off what y'all was talking about earlier with the forces being out there and a couple of guys really wanting to drop a bag because it was really in their face. And I think without the glass, it showed them like, hey, I really need those up in my store. So no, I was just seconding that, and I mean, a lot of people don't know we was actually across from a dude that grew up with DJ Khaled, and he resells out there in Miami. So he's got a lot of stories. His same mentor was DJ Khaled's mentor. I think they was under DJ Nasty back in the day. No pawn to Tevi on his touching experience, but no, they was under him, and I mean, he was ready to drop 10, 15 bands just off the strength. and then I put him on the CRLs, and he was hesitant about the 15 or whatever they wanted to price them at. But for the Air Force Ones, that being a household name, it just shows the range that stuff like the dunks and things like that are going to shake the room in any situation like a sneaker con.
It's gonna shut it down, man. It's gonna shut it down. It's a silhouette everybody knows. We grew up on. Everybody grew up on. People in different regions of the world call them different names, but it's still the same shoe. That's how the provenance. That's how you know it carries so much provenance. It's next level, next level. CIRLs came through and are leaving a good mark, man. They're kicking down some doors for sure. But these Air Force Ones, and one thing about the CIRLs, I'm gonna say this too before we go to the hands. There was the access token. It was the ticket. Everybody knew who they was rocking with when they saw us walking around, and they already knew what it was.
Very
like,
true.
oh, they part of that. They with them. Oh, that's them over there, because we had them. And this is going to be the same situation, because where else are they going to get them? Somebody can get a pair off a secondary or a pair off a pump because he going to flip them. But anywhere else, they know where it's at. It's here. So that's the dope thing to be a part of this whole community in the first place, is just to hold that type of energy everywhere you go. Like, Quavo ain't the only heavy stepper around here. You feel me? So where we going? What was it? Jace or Bombay?
Yeah, let me piggyback off that. I'll
Jace
piggyback
and then
off that.
Secure.
Mine goes right off that with Golden. Like, here's where my faith comes in. Like, I'm all based on faith, and I put faith in a lot of different things. But with this, watching the crew walk around, like, for one, drippiest group of MFers I ever seen, right? Like, I mean, you had Rupsy, you had Johnny, you had, gosh, Tevi and Baron and Golden, and right, like, everybody was dripped out. They took time. It was very intentional what all of us were putting on when we got out there. And that's what, to your comment, Dre, two of your comments. One was everybody knew what was up. They're like, oh, you're with them. Like, we went in, we didn't have all the wristbands to get in one of those days. They looked at us, security's like, oh, no, we know all you guys. And we got a bunch of other people without wristbands in because they had the shoes, the pants, the drip, and which goes to the next part of this. When you say we set the floor, like, there's a lot of very, very educated people in the sneaker space that are part of our crew that know what's up. And so I am not worried. This isn't going to be 2021 Discord when everybody's hype typing, hold the floor, don't
Is that
sell.
just me?
Like, no. Most of us know exactly what we've got, or we've got enough people around us that we can contact and go, hey, man, what's the floor on these? Bro, it's nothing less than this. Don't do it, because you're doing yourself a disservice. So it's really, really cool to see the knowledge, the excitement, the dress abilities of all of us. And I don't know, man, everybody that I was watching bring different people to the booth really helped me understand, like, no. We got a lot of people already in this space that have caught this wave, and this way it's going to go pretty fast as soon as these hit the floor. So made me way more pumped. And yeah, man, I'm so stoked I took the drive down to make it to meet even more of you guys. Like, I love that I have faces behind these PFPs now, and voices, and some pretty good inside jokes too.
No, yeah. Like I always say, man, if you can have an opportunity to be a part of these IRL events, you have to come through. Like, you just got to do what you got to do to make it happen, because it just enriches the entire experience. And, you make connections and friendships that can last a lifetime, man. Like, the energy was so positive, and you just got to do it, bro. You just got to do it. So,
Well, the psychology even changes. The way that you talk with each other. Like, the way that when I hear certain people say, like, now when I hear Tevi making a say, I'm like, oh, he really doesn't understand that he's making a super nasty joke right now. He's just super innocent guy. Like, I love Tevi. Right? Like,
Yo, all you guys put your whole hands up at the same.
No,
I
man,
want
but
to put
that's what
my
it is.
whole
It puts
hand in the
personality.
shoe. Wait, sorry, I didn't mean to say that.
Look, you guys have to keep your head out of the gutter. Just because I have, this red background PFP and he's a demon and I have these blue, beautiful, piercing eyes, doesn't mean that, I'm unhinged, and these guys know that now. So, I'm just saying, I just wanted you to understand because here you're going to thank me later. Like, you're all going to thank me later when you get your Genesis shoes and you're sitting there by yourself in your house, your apartment, your townhome, or wherever it is that you live, or maybe you're in the back of your car and because you just picked them up from the post office or wherever, FedEx or
Yeah.
DHL. I'm just letting you know, okay? I'm just letting you know when you touch them shoes, bro.
Oh yeah, dude. And when you stick your foot
This.
in there for the first time, man. All right, I'm gonna shut up. All right. Secure's hand is getting sore, so let's let him get a moment.
Well, yeah, I was just about to drop Dre a message to say I had to jump off for a meeting. This week's outrageous for me, so I haven't been able to join you guys lately. But thank you to everyone for posting all the content from SneakerCon. For an Australian on the other side of the world, it created massive amounts of fucking FOMO. So appreciate that. It looked wild. A couple of things from my side. So I know what a lot of these materials are. I've done fabric sourcing across multiple countries. I actually got held up at machine gunpoint by the Hong Kong military sourcing fabric in Hong Kong once, but that's another story for another day. So I think the reptile material is pretty stock standard, but I am excited to see what the Genesis material is because it's hard to tell on the photos. I can probably tell you when I hold it, but yeah, seeing it in the photos look crazy. One thing I am excited to sort of maybe change the language on as a group as we move forward a little bit is we've got to remember we paid 6 times the price of a regular Air Force One for these Air Force Ones. So they're supposed to be amazing. Okay. Like if this was like stock standard 2007 change of natural leather to shit synthetic leather, we'd all be very, very negative right now. So, if we remember back to just before the Endangered Animal Act came in from a material point of view and Nike put out Python, Anaconda, alligator skin Air Force Ones and there were $1,000 each, the expectation was that the quality was unbelievable. So I think from my side, rather than, being surprised these are so good, the message is almost like this is what luxury looks like and this is what Artifact stands for. Like to me, that's almost what the message that needs to go out to the wider sneaker community is. It's like this is what a $600 Air Force One will then create like a massive perception variance because if we're honest with ourselves, the majority of Air Force Ones in the market are dog shit quality. So that you see everywhere, that's because the material set on the production of that style changed dramatically and they put the little swoosh on the lace stay there, and that's kind of when that style went from being a little bit more premium to a little bit more cheaper from a manufacturing standpoint, and then anything that's been named premium after that is pretty much a throwback to the original material set. So I think, seeing them in the photos and the videos that Johnny and Dre and everyone sort of put up and shared has been sick. The quality looks great. And yeah, I'm really cool. I'm really excited. I've got a friend down here who I think has 40 or 50 pairs coming. So we're going to roll over and do unboxing videos when they all get here. But yeah, I think like for me, it's like, hey, look, we can be excited for sure. We can pump it up. Definitely. But to me, it's like, hey, like the message is this is what like a good quality luxury Air Force One stands for. And let's not forget they were 0.3. They weren't $85. They were like 600. So, it's a very big difference between the two, but it looks like they're stocking up to the expectation. Did anyone see the shoe boxes? It's a random question for me to ask, but I'm obsessed with shoebox design. Did they have the shoe boxes there?
No, those were the samples, straight from the samples of all samples of the sample factory.
So they were all size 9, so no
that.
luck for Dre.
Yeah, they
never
probably went
no luck
missing.
for Dre.
Sick. Well, that's it for me, boys. I got to jump into another meeting, but good to jump in and see everyone, and I'll try and jump back in later this week. But yeah, thanks for posting up all the content. It was sick to see. We talked about it beforehand. We know that those kind of things have a massive influence. I've seen it on TikTok now, which I sort of expected, but cool to see it start to cut through. So great job, everyone.
Appreciate you, Secure. You got to come back in and let us know what happened with the Chinese military and machine guns, bro. That sounds like an excellent story.
They tried to steal my passport. It was sketchy as, but I'll do that next time.
Appreciate you. Okay. We're practicing here. We're new to this. So, the next hand, I believe, Mr. Shadow's hand is sore again. So, what's up, Shadow? Shadow, then Bombay, and then Memory, right? Am I saying things correctly?
Yeah,
It's your world, baby.
my thing
All right.
was going off of some previous conversations, but I'll just jump back into it. And that was just basically going off of like just the Air Force Ones. I also second that when these actually hit, you know, it's I'm trying to figure out the right way to say this without, you know, the CIRLs, it is something that I think is more identifiable to us. Whereas because it doesn't have the check marks and things of that nature, it takes a little bit of explaining. And it's the exact opposite for Air Force Ones. Everybody knows exactly what that is.
Story of my life at SneakerCon, by the way.
Yeah. And so not saying anything, there's no like, oh, well, that makes the Air Force better. No, it's just the start of the conversation is just a little bit easier, but you get to the same outcome. I do foresee the same thing happening with the dunks, but I do think that Artifact, there's going to be some shoes that are thrown in that are going to be hugely kind of like unique. And you know how like every single shoe, well, I have been noticing, it seems like every single shoe kind of has their own style. I do feel like, rather if it's the CIRLs, what the guy was saying today on his stream with the shoes, the sneakerhead, he was like, look, these guys are going to start throwing stuff out there. And he said it's going to be like, think of it like a snowball effect. You got the CIRLs, takes a little bit of understanding. Air Force One, it clicks. Air Force Ones on the shelves in the stores is starting to click more. You're hearing news about the dunks. You want to learn how you can maybe get your hands on them. And then they can hit you with another CIRL type of shoe. Once that ball gets rolling, it's gonna be kind of like clockwork. And what we're seeing right now, like I know Tevi was talking about, once you guys put these on your feed, people, we're gonna get to a point very quickly where people are not gonna give a fuck about any of that. They're just gonna see artifact, cop, artifact, cop, artifact, cop.
Shadow, can I cut you off on that real quick, just before I forget? I wanted to tell you, every time someone would come and ask what this shoe is, once we would tell them it's a Nike and we would show them the inside of the tag, you know how it has the Nike tag on the inside and it has that Air Zoom sole? When we would explain that to people, it was actually taken in a good way. People were like, damn, these are Nikes? Like, okay. It's not covered in Nike branding, but the fact that they're Nikes without a swoosh and like a new logo, and when we break it down to them like that, people would be like, that would make people like want them, kind of, for the people that had no idea. Because some people were like, oh, what are these? They thought we just had random shoes and we were like an up and coming brand with like customs. Like, nah, when they saw the tag and they saw the Air Zoom sole, they were caught off guard. So I just wanted to let you know that was super sick.
Yeah, and the reason why is because, and this is even with some CIRLs, because he did show off the CIRLs as well too, because luckily Artifact just by, I don't know, the grace of God, posted that photo or that video today showing the guy wearing the shoes, charging them, and that was like 20 minutes after it had dropped. And he went to the Artifact page and he had it playing in the background for a little bit. And so he was kind of like talking about the shoes and stuff. And it's just the way that I have over the weekend, I like to kind of like people watch. So I'm always looking for how people are responding, what people are saying. And I was just noticing something, and it was just kind of like it takes just this looks kind of cool, and without putting them on, without even having them in their hands, they were just ready to buy it. And I'm just sitting here thinking to myself, like, am I taking where we're at right now for granted? And that's kind of like where my mind's been lately. I've been like, look, I know I do want to go about this safely. It's always best to go about it safely. But, yes, it takes a clone to get these and all that good stuff. And, I have my clone, so I'm in there. But obviously, I want more than just one. And so when this ball really starts getting rolling, am I going to look back and be like, yo, you stupid head, why did you not buy? They were $200, bro. Like, I don't know. But anyways, it was just a combination of the Air Force One talk earlier. And, when Tevy was like, yeah, when you guys put it, I'm like, it's in here like, that is good. And it's good that is high quality. But we're going to get to a point where people just don't even care. They're just trying to buy it. And they want to buy it first. They want to have it first before anybody else has it. I don't know if Artifact, I know they do seed, they're gonna seed, the shoes like with the music groups and I almost said Drake, LeBron James and all these different people having the shoes. But I don't know if they will ever like, you know, I don't know, seed drop like like a New York store or something like that that sells shoes on the markets first. I don't I oh wait, Cass is on the stage. Hey Cass, would y'all ever do some stuff like that, man? Or would y'all just keep it to just seeded drops?
Nah, I mean, I think the whole purpose of Access has always been about for the people who will collect and hold the assets. That's first off. But when it comes to seeding, like it's it's very interesting seeing how our process is, because there's obviously a lot of dope people that these shoes have gone out to, and some are known for collecting, some are known for just being artists, and other people who are active in culture creation and stuff like that. So I'm excited to see more of the seeding, especially within our community as well. So it's gonna be dope.
Oh yeah, definitely seed our community, bro. That would actually be super dope. I would love to wake up one day and see like yo, the man, Pump, bro, he got a 30-minute video going over the shoes or something. Like, you know what I mean? That'd be super cool. Like, and then next month the shoes are coming out. But yeah, anyways, my head is just kind of like all over the place. But I'll tell you one thing. I am a little bit jealous because I'm like, shit, like a lot of these Air Force Ones, like a lot, are about to be heading out to people, and I ain't got not one. Because I joined the project like 3 days afterwards. And I mean by join, meaning like I plugged myself in 3 days after y'all closed the forging, and I didn't really get it then. But I will tell you this, for every single forge going forward, I will be prepared and I will be there, because secondary, it ain't all that fun, especially if you ain't got it like that. So yeah, that's all I got.
We got Bombay. What's good, bro?
Bomb Bizzle.
Yo, what's good? What's good, y'all? How we living? All good? How's your day going? Dre Pump.
Everything's good, man. I'm feeling great for real. Like,
I miss you, bro.
I know, bro. I'm trying. Y'all going to Miami?
I'm glad you
Shit.
brought that up, Bombay. I'm so glad somebody brought that up.
When's that?
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's
We got
that's
may
a
have to table that one, but yeah,
that's a great question.
I know. We're gonna have to take a little break, but then we can get back to the grind, bro.
You know what I mean? But
Miami.
it's still it's always a planning season, no matter what breaks, quote unquote, are taken. It's always planning season. That's a great man. I'm glad you brought that up, bro. Great
Yeah,
question.
well, where the CloneX Miami people at? We gonna have to holla at us. Nah, but what was I gonna say? Um, yeah, Pump, I miss you too, bro. We had a Pump's like my bro. Like we were just kicking it on some cool shit. It was Mans came to Tokyo and it was snowing outside, like goddamn. But we was still cooling.
We went crazy. My
We went,
friends had a blast. Shout out to Bombay.
yeah, bro. What happens in Shibuya stays in Shibuya. We ain't gonna talk about that. But um, not like I've had the evolution of oneself, right? Like, and as I've gotten older and start to gather like a deeper understanding of myself, and try to uh what I've been interested recently is like just trying to master something. In this day and age, like we get information so much, and there's like a lot of good information, but it just comes and goes, bro. And like it's like hard to retain certain things. So what I've been doing recently is just like trying to focus on a topic and get a general mastery of it. Where I'm not gonna be a professor at it, but if I can sit down and give it a month to learn about something, then I can like hold a conversation about it for like at least an hour, and then move on to the next topic. And get that perspective of things versus just like taking so much information about so many different things over and then being like, what the hell did I just learn, right? And but with that being said, like, so I've learned a lot, took a lot about myself about style, right? And about how, like, why I'm buying certain pieces, and like why I bought things in the past, like, like I've definitely like regretted buying certain things because of certain just like external factors. And I've definitely learned that like less is more. um and also, like, as I'm buying pieces, like I don't buy clothing anymore, I buy pieces, right? I buy something that's timeless that I can have forever, and it's a piece, right? um and and versus just like buying something because everyone is buying it or trying to resell it. But I'm not like I'm just because my reseller days is long gone, bro. It's got not enough time for that. But what like draws me to Artifact is because it has a story. And like we do have to sympathize with the web 2 IRL people about the whole NFT stuff, because it's confusing, and like it's not easy, and like I'm not going to expect anyone to be able to like buy an NFT on their own. They don't know what MetaMask is and this stuff. But that's like the story behind it and what makes it special, for us. And like Artifact, there's a brand, you know we know the founders, we know the team, we know the story, the inception. Like, it's not just like buying a shoe because you want it. For me, like, I'm not going to speak for anyone, but for me, it's not like just to buy a shoe because I think it's going to resell. I'm buying Artifact gear because like I love the story behind it. I love the blade, and I love how there's like you know there's a lore and there's a reason for me buying these things. Like, I'm buying things that I can keep, that I can wear, and I can put on my mantle to talk about it. And that's what makes Artifact special. Like, the things that I buy nowadays is because like I love the designer, I love his style, I love the story, I love like the aura that he presents, and like they're not. Thus, I would love the clothing, and then I will buy a piece from this designer. And I consider like Artifact in that realm. Like, my days of just like going on Sneakers app and buying sneakers is long gone. But my days of buying something from Artifact that's just getting started for me, because of the whole story behind it, and it's just very special, and it has a place, in my heart, where I can tell, and there's a story, and I can go on the street, and he's like, yo, those are Travis Scott's. Those are cool. Yeah. Okay. Done. No, these are Artifact. These are Murakami. There's a community behind it. This is the story about how I got into this project. This is the story about how I was able to get it, and the complexities and the ups and downs. And there's NFT. Like, that stuff is what makes it cool to me. And why I will continue to buy things from Artifact, and why I've chosen not to buy certain things from other drops, because of like I just have to take a step back and kind of just get that understanding of what I'm getting out of it.
I wish my days of joining the sneakers app and buying shit just to buy it was long gone. Like, it's like I can't quit that shit.
He's
I can't
addicted,
quit if I
man.
wanted to quit. Like, oh my
Not
god, I
possible.
just got some Jordans that I'm never gonna wear. Came in yesterday like this.
just like crack.
Yeah, Dre goes
My
for all the
goodness.
places. He's crazy.
Straight to the
I
vein.
don't I don't know how to stop. I mean, it's
He's
not.
like,
It's I wouldn't say I'm addicted to anything in life, right? Because that's the whole reason why I don't drink, I don't smoke any of the extracurricular activity because I don't like feeling like I'm addicted to anything. But I thoroughly enjoy seeing that Gotham page with some shoes that I'll never put on my feet. You know what I'm saying? But I
those
appreciate
size
what you're saying, Bombay.
24s don't
I
come
agree.
easy.
Yeah, I mean, it's just
And that's
because
what I
I can
speak
have
for
them.
myself.
If I want them, I can have. You know what I'm saying? Type stuff. If I
Right.
need them,
That's why I speak
I
for
got 'em.
myself, Dre. You know, like, cause like I there's a reason. I mean, I buy clothes all the time. Like, so it's like, but at least you know why you're in it, right? And there's a reason behind it, versus just doing something blindly because someone else told you to do it. That's what it is, I guess.
That's a fact. That's a fact. I just don't ever want it to be like, damn, I wish I had those. Like, oh yeah, you do. In the garage. Go get them. But yeah, man. Let's go to Cass, and then we can go to Memory, and then the homie Austin.
Yes, sir. What up, Cass? Hey there, Cass.
Cass went. He put a refrigerator break on us.
Incidental hand raise.
What's
Okay,
good,
he went
Memory?
down
What you
to
got?
listener. Let's go, Memory.
No, Cass picked the wrong time because my question was 100% to him. Yeah, I got nothing now. I was gonna ask him about Vanta Black because I remember in the Dot Swoosh, one of those live streams that they did with Zap, he mentioned that the Genesis was gonna have the Vanta Black, and that was because I come from like a product design background, and Vanta Black was like a huge thing when it came out. And for those that don't know, Vanta Black is like some proprietary coating essentially that you put on something that has like a 99.9% reflective index, meaning that it essentially just it's like a black hole for light. Like you take a picture of something that has Vanta Black in it and just looks like one of those like who's that Pokemon silhouette. It's just like you can't tell anything that's going on. So I was going to ask him about that, if that is what is affecting the understanding of the material for the Genesis Air Force Ones. But
I think so, bro.
It's Black Hole Black. They switched it from Vanta Black and renamed it and created a colorway called Black Hole Black. So yes, that's exactly why everything you just said. Who's that Pokemon? It's really stumping everybody who's seen this damn shoe out here. That's a real fact.
I think we were talking about it a while back. I think it was Dre who said it. I don't know who said it, but they were
I think
saying
it
that
was.
color was illegal to put on cars. Like you can't drive a
Yes.
car with that color on it because of whatever the hell is illegal.
Yes.
I thought it was cool as
it
fuck.
has to do with science
They
though,
made it
because like
illegal to put it on.
if you're absorbing all of the light rays to produce black from what your eyeball understands, you're also absorbing all of the electromagnetic rays along with it. So the issue that Vanta Black had was it was causing everything to like overheat. So that's why you can't use it on a lot of like surfaces that are out in the sun, because it essentially will just melt them because you're absorbing all of that electromagnetic radiation.
You see, Memory, I learned something new every day. The words he just said were a little too smart for my vocabulary, but from what I understood by that is that if it's a really hot day, leave them bitches at home. That's all I'm gonna say.
I'm gonna be really curious to see the smell of these Air Force One Genesis after a year of people wearing them, especially in like hot areas. Man, y'all about to be
We
some
cooking,
trappers.
baby.
Hey,
We
well, let him
cooking.
cook. Let him cook.
You already know. Out
Meat
here,
sizzling.
Billie Jean, Michael Jackson, Billie Jean, lighting up the cement as we walk, baby. You be cooking out here. Austin, what's good, bro?
Yo, what up, everybody? What's cracking?
The GOAT.
So it's funny what I was gonna say is because Memory actually it kind of leads in. I'm glad that Memory just said exactly what he said. So first off, I just kind of hopped in about like 20 minutes ago, so I don't know exactly what you guys were talking about. But when I did hop in, I heard Shadow speaking about the AF1s and how he was online on the live stream today. And hey, yo, Shadow, I don't know if you probably didn't even recognize. So my YouTube that I use right now, it's under my government name, my actual
first and last name. But I was in the chat, Shadow. I hopped in that live stream as well, and I was talking to them about Artifact because over the weekend at the show, that guy, his Twitter handle is Roscoe, Roszko. He talked to me twice. He talked to me on Saturday and he talked to me on Sunday. And on Saturday, he was like, "Hey, yo, where are the joints that LeBron has?" And I took him over to the LeBrons, to the Vanta Blacks, and I broke down Vanta Black to him, and I was like explaining him what the color and everything was. And if you go into the live chat, I actually clipped it. If you go to my Twitter right now, I have both videos from both days. They were cooking me in the comments, bro. I was telling them about Vanta Black. I was like, yo, it's the deepest color black. It reflects the least amount of light. Dude was like, cool story, bro. Like, like they were not trying to hear me in the comments, dog. They cooked my shit.
Hey,
And
it's all good, bro. Because you want to know why? People think Twitter is toxic. Bro. I'm telling you, YouTube comment the comments on YouTube is the most toxic place you will find the most toxic traits because it's something that's meant to be. You just say the most outlandish shit and then you just walk away and you don't ever have to worry about that shit ever again. Hey, so man, you did a good job though. I did see your video when you talk about Vanta Black. You was trying to let people know, and I was watching the live stream. I can now put a face to the profile, and I know what you're talking about because somebody was like, "What does that even mean?" And I'm
yeah.
like, "Yeah,
Mans have no mercy in the YouTube comments, bro.
The dude was like the deepest black. He said I thought black was black. Like I was like, oh my goodness. Like after I rewatched it, it was super funny. But yeah, I don't know if you see me in there today, Shadow, because I saw that he was live today when I hopped on YouTube, and so I went into the live and I started commenting in the chat, and then he started commenting back to me. And then all of a sudden, I noticed you in there, and you were like backing me up, and I was like, "Yo, Shadow don't even know it's me, but he's got my back right now." We were both like, I was
hey,
in there swinging on them little YouTube dorks.
hey, man, I'm always in the shadows, bro. See, that's what people don't understand. Like, I don't when I leave these spaces, I'm always just around, bro. I get like 4 to 5 hours of sleep a night. Uh, I don't want to put your name out there, but did you have a black and white PFP?
It's a picture of my actual face. It
But
says, yeah, you can put. I'm not worried about my name being out there, but
it
yeah,
started with
it said Emmett. My name is Emmett. That's my first name.
yeah. Hey man, I'm just trying to help people understand, but that's funny though, small world.
I wanted to say shout out to Austin. He held it down at my table. He's cool as fuck. He's actually the first clone. I don't think he even knows. I probably told him. He's the first clone I ever connected with on Twitter, and he was cool as hell from the jump. So yeah, shout
Just,
out to Austin.
just thank you, man. Appreciate it. I've been around a cool minute, and it's super cool to just see the community come as far as it's come, man. We're going crazy, and we're gonna go even crazier. And yeah, man, I'm just happy to be here. Also, one other thing about what Bombay said about like getting pieces and stuff. Like I agree with you, Bombay. Like it's like kind of like I try to look at pieces too of clothes and stuff, kind of like art. You know what I mean? I don't want to like fill my closet too much up anymore with just filling it up and just having. I want to keep things minimal, but I want pieces that I'm gonna wear for like forever, like that I don't ever want to even get rid of. Like it's wearable art. So I feel you on like getting pieces that's more about the design aesthetic versus like hype. Over and out.
Yes, sir. Stone Human.
The stoned human, Mr. Shadow. What up?
Hey, yeah, man, I was gonna say, bro, like the thing is, for me, man, I enjoy this period. When it's gonna get boring for me is when it's the norm. When everything's the norm and everybody knows and understands how everything works, then it's not like you can't really speculate anymore. You can't really like there's a lot of things that you can or cannot do. Being in the wild wild west, like as long as you protect yourself safety wise, you know, and I mean by like, you know what you're doing, don't lose your assets and stuff, man. Like we're in a very I almost would say opportunity, but I don't want to, not financial advice. we're in a very interesting time. We're at the beginning of a lot of stuff, and I'm trying to, think to myself, with my middle school coach, football coach would always say before a game. I used to think it was super corny, but as I got older, I was like, oh, you know what? He was actually on to something. He used to say, right before we would go out on the field, he'll say, that moment when you fucked up or you wish you would have did something differently, and it's the day afterwards, and you just wish you just never would have did whatever that was. He's like, he would snap his fingers and he'll be like, you just went back in time, so go out there and don't fuck up. It's- it was always like the best thing, man. But so I'm trying to like right now, I'm like, what in 2 to 5 years am I gonna be like, bro, you fucked up? Like what? Why didn't you? So I'm trying to think outside, and I do think really with these shoes, man, all three of the shoes. I'm talking about all three. The CIRLs, the Air Force Ones, and the Dunks. Now if some Jordans or something come out later on down the line, those two. But right now, like definitely you guys like not financial advice, but if you can get your hand on any one of these shoes, I mean, even if it's just one, I don't think you would personally regret it. I mean, everybody gotta wear shoes. Even if you're not buying it for like a resale or anything like that, like if you definitely plan on being in this community for a long period of time, like definitely try to get your hands on some of these shoes because you never know, man. It might come a day where you might have the PFP, but all the shoes are just so out of reach. It's not even like funny because people were like literally saying, "Are Air Force Ones back?" And these were in the YouTube channels when they were going to the booths. They were like, "Oh, sick Air Force Ones, or Air Force Ones back." And then I think the other day you guys were even talking about people saying, "Are Air Force Ones back?" So I'm like, okay, if these Air Force Ones come out and they hit, and then we start seeing all these different people, on Instagram and stuff that, got Air Force Ones, and people start, are Air Force Ones going to be back? Like, I don't know, man. But just, yeah, definitely listen to all the feedback and the people who's got to put their hands on them and see them and maybe even put some on. I don't know, bro. But yeah, it's pretty cool.
It's funny you say that because I've been seeing the same thing when they say our Air Force One's back. But the truth is, and I saw it in the comments, is they really never left. You always see people talking about I got 100 some white pairs. You'll see Floyd post a Instagram video saying, "Hey man, this is all my pair of white forces. I wear them one time and then I give them away." So it's funny that people are saying that, but it's like the meaning is they never left. They just became a norm so much with people having black or the white forces. You haven't seen things like this since the PlayStation days, where the forces just go really complex on them.
That's a
Drake got a
fact.
whole room in his house just for white Air Force Ones.
No,
So
for
does
real.
Dr. Dre. Dr. Dre, that's part of his
You know,
uniform. Black long
Dr.
sleeve, black
Dre,
jean, Air Force Ones.
Baby, all of them.
Austin.
Yo, real quick, I just kind of wanted to toss it back to the Genesis AF1s real quick. So when I was talking to the homie about explaining about the Vanta Black and all that, I was looking really hard at him. I was getting so close. I was like an inch away, like eyeballs. Like I didn't know what the material was. I don't even know what the material is still, but I wasn't sure if we were allowed to touch the shoes or what was going on. They had no glass case over them. They were just out there. Somebody could have snagged one and just did the dash, right? But I was like looking around. I was like, man, I wonder if someone's gonna yell at me right now if I try to touch these things. I touched the Genesis sample pair just barely with my finger. I still don't know what the hell that material is, but I will tell you this: it was super soft. It was crazy. Like whoever got a pair of those, man, y'all about to go nuts.
Bro, I
Hey,
was sitting in Thailand on the beach with wifey at the resort, and then I had the drips at the time, bro, and this is when Air Forces were at a discount, like in the lull period, and then I'm sitting there, and then I'm on my Instagram, bro, and then all of a sudden, this was like right before, bro, like the Lakers tweeted out the LeBron photo, I went right to OpenSea and I copped me them Genesis Air Forces for like .2. And then it hit the timeline and them joints went to .5. I was like, yeesh. I was like, good thing I'm online because bro, like I was like I was watching the game too. And then I'm on in like 1 minute the Lakers posted it. I'm like, bro, before I tweet this shit, like let me just cop these joints. And so I copped them. I didn't sell them, bro. I got the drips and the Genesis. And I'm in the market for one more because I'm like, all right, I'll wear the Genesis and keep the drips on ice. But now I'm like, maybe I gotta keep the Genesis and the drips on ice for the mantle and just cop something I can wear another one. So that's yeah, exactly, bro. Like
Yeah, I don't know if dog, they felt like silk. They're like so smooth and soft. I don't even know how I don't even know how
bro,
that color is applied. If it's like leather with some type of material over the leather,
you know
I
who was
don't
sleeping, bro, is
I don't
what
know.
Dre posted a photo from Tokyo though. Like that's actually the one. That was the one, but people didn't you know that photo, Dre, you talking about that you
Yep,
posted?
yep. He was out there. He
That's
was out there
Yeah, it
for the
Yo,
event.
had
Dre
the
got the
sheen.
earliest.
that was the one
I
that was
told
like,
y'all,
oh
bro.
yeah,
I,
that was
I,
actually the one, low
I
key.
jumped in the Discord and said, "Yo, do
These are the
not sleep on
ones.
the Genesis. Do not sleep on the Genesis." This is before LeBron and everything. I said, "Yo, I seen him in person.
Facts.
It's next level shit. Do not sleep on this." Told all the homies, and then the very next day, LeBron blew that shit up out the water.
Yeah, I
Yep.
remember that because I was like, "Man, what's the colorway?" And he was like, "It's the black. It's the black." And I was like, "Oh, I'm
Bro,
hyped. I'm
that's
hyped."
right because I couldn't make the Tokyo event because I was on vacation in Thailand, bro. So I was like, all right, I saw the pictures. Like, all right, when I get home, I'm gonna cop the Genesis on my ledger, and then and then I was sitting in this motherfucking phone. I was like, all right, I gotta do this shit on my hot wallet right now. Then they ain't give me no time, bro. So I just did it anyways. But man, I can't wait.
Ayo, Pump, man. I posted up top, me and you, bro. All right. Let's go in on this photo. All
Let's
right.
do it. Let's do it.
So listen here. They're saying, or not they're saying, it is facts. This was the, concept art for what ended up being the Genesis. But because I've been looking at this photo, so since you are a sneakerhead, I'm gonna ask you, what are the chances? And I'm not doing this to, shill or anything like that. I'm really thinking, like, first of all, Artifact, have they ever came out with a shoe so far where there were not colorways? Right? There's always been a colorway with each shoe, even back when they did the pigeons and all the other stuff. Am I correct, or has there been a shoe that has came out and there was no colorways with it?
I'm not gonna lie. I'm a little confused. So you mean it came out no color? I'm sorry. Can you
Just
say?
Like,
just one pair versus the actual versus like 10 versions. You know what I mean? Pump. So it's like just um like the CRLs had the Space Matters and this and this and that, and then the Air Forces had the Genesis Angel Demons, and
Hmm.
then before that had the different the space the early Air Forces had the different artists. There wasn't just like one Air Force. So he's basically saying he's speculating on is if the dunks are gonna have different colorways or is it just gonna be one Genesis dunk.
All right. Can I give you my speculation on what's gonna happen? This is what I was talking to the homie about today. Shadow, you go ahead.
and I'm a good.
All right. So my boy Baron actually called me today, and he's like, "Yo, what's good with these dunks? Like, what do you think's going on?" So my two guesses were, yes, I think you will be able to forge them without any vile tech or like say for example you just want that plain gray pair. Everyone really thinks that's clean. I
Yeah.
feel them on that too. So I either think that the shoe will be AR activated with a vial through our app or something where say everyone gets that same gray shoe, but in the app when you hook it up, your vial is equipped and the move to earn or whatever you do to evolve it, the NFT will actually evolve, not the because you can't really do that with a real shoe, obviously. So I was thinking that, maybe one of the options. Like everyone gets the same shoe, but the skin plays a different part in like a game mode. Or my second thought was you could forge your shoe based on the vial you have, and that's the colorway you're gonna receive. So say you have a demon vial
Mhm.
and a blank shoe, like let's say at the checkout screen, it'll let you forge a shoe that looks similar to the demon pair, and that's what you get. So that was my speculation that you'll be able, but if that happens, I still think what I said in the first idea will apply to that. So I don't know if it's whether going to be everyone gets the same gray ones, because they said there's going to be IRL vial tech or whatever. I don't know. Like those were the only ideas my brain could process. I know these dudes are super smart and got the craziest ideas, but I thought maybe instead of forging a gray one, say you have a demon vial, you forge the one that looks pretty close to the demon. You have a human one, forge a colorway. I think it might be colorways in that sense.
All
Man,
right.
let me say this. I think it's going
Okay.
to be more so Animus equipped. I think we all get the same base grade dunks, crypto dunks. They will be utilized to generate more evolutions if equipped with certain DNAs vials for your Animus. So all of the things that you own in your inventory will come into play. The inventory app will come out first, and it will have everything that you own in there, helping to create and hatch your Animus to have more individual traits. And the DNA vials will be part of that if equipped to your Crypto Kick shoes while you're performing move to earn. And if you have something like a Lux Pod, then your Animus hatches faster with more individual traits applied to it, depending on what you have in your inventory, including your DNA vials. That's what I think.
Dre has a great point on that because they did say many times everything is gonna tie in together, and we'll find that out eventually. So I never even thought of that or thought about that, but shit, it makes a lot of sense.
So
Let's hear
what I'm thinking, because I do really like, because Drake Millie's been saying that, and I do really like that theory, and I want to personally say that I think the vials are going to be introduced. In my opinion, the vials are going to be introduced as the first like indestructible asset. What I mean by that is going to be used across multiple different things, and when you use it, it's just kind of like, it's kind of like a clone, right? When you go and claim something on a clone, that clone is not like, burned or whatever. It just, you can't go and claim over and over and over again. So if I throw in a Genesis and a demon vial, right? And I go to, go and forge a colorway, I'm not really sure right now what happens to the Genesis, crypto dunk, but that vial comes out on the other end. And now if I would go on there and I would sell it, right? And somebody else, before they buy, they're like, okay, let me go check this one. And they go and they check. It's like, okay, this vial is still able to be used. It's kind of like the clones, right? I do think the vials are not going to be like you use it once for these Genesis Dunks Forge, and now they're just useless. I do think they're going to stay the exact same, but there's going to be some type of blockchain implemented to where you can't use them multiple times. But now, before I get ahead of myself, I just wanted to add that on because of Dre Millie's thing. I do think that is possible. But here's what my brain went to when I saw this photo. And in order for this to make sense, I'm going to do it quick and easy, but you have to click on this photo and look at it. I think if we all just forget about all the shoes in the Crypto Kick video, I feel like that is honest to God the digital side of things. What do I mean by that? It's kind of like they're going to be on two different playing fields, the Genesis itself and the vials, because they're indestructible in my scenario. they're able to be used in multiple ways. If you want to put them on your clones, on your animus, as apparel, all these different things, you're going to have all these different traits and evolutions and all that stuff digitally. Physically, I think, or phygital, I think what you're going to be able to do if you look at this photo, and this is the reason why I want to pump, I wanted you to take a look at it. I think the Genesis is going to be the Genesis, what we saw. But this, think about it in your head, like I am right now. I know it says alien tech, but if you erased all this and somebody said, guess what colorway shoe this belonged to, my guess would be undead, right? And so in my head, I'm
Right.
thinking, okay, if they came out with undead, because it has that like kind of that weird like zombie green and like kind of like that deep blue and like the black, I'm like, what if these crypto dunks are not going to be with wings on the side or with all these other crazy animations that we're seeing on the digital? What if they're going to be like the Genesis but in different colorways with different textures? And like this one's saying like the artifact logo is on the inside, it still lights up. All the logos on the shoes, they all light up, but they have a different theming to the shoe. But it's all theming with the within the same prism of what the Genesis is. That white with the, kind of like spaceman looking, really tough. I don't really know how to articulate the words of the shoes, but does that at least make a little bit of sense of what I'm saying? I'm saying that, like, the Genesis stays the same, but the different colorways change the theming of the shoes as if this one was the undead.
Yeah, and the one thing I will
No,
quick
I agree.
add,
I think
because
we all saying the same thing, just in different ways. To be
yeah,
honest,
Yeah, I was just about to say that, Dre. I think we kind of said the same thing.
the only thing
But
I would
yes,
add is the reason why I think all that makes sense is if you think about it, like um, Clegg and the team have been dropping different sketches, right? Like this is not the
keep it
first
running,
one, so
Shadow.
I
Keep it
think
running.
you know,
What you got? Wait, let's go to Bombay. Bombay, what you got?
Hold on, Tevi was talking, Jay. Tevi, you might have to
Oh shit, I couldn't hear. My bad.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
well,
But
I can hear you, Tev.
yeah,
Tevi, drop and
so
come back.
yeah. But real quick though, like I mean, at some point too, we get in a lot of colorways, which is cool. Um, and but it's a lot of work for Artifact, doing like that's a massive production line. I want at some point down the future to, I wouldn't mind like having Artifact come out with just like a one colorway joint type deal, a shirt, a hoodie, and it's not like 10 colorways and 10 for the like like as a fashion company you're gonna have you it's okay to have a staple piece, right, for all to enjoy. So I think it's okay to have one. I mean, the dunks is different and the vials and this and that, but down the line I'm okay with Artifact coming out with a one a one piece item as like a fashion line or as a clothing piece, because I think it's natural for clothing lines to have that as well.
Yeah, nah. Back and dooring off of Shadow's idea. What if the crypto dunk is like the anonymous type shoe, and it comes with them, and it's something with the vowel and the colorways and all that has something to do with them as far as it's like their shoe, and we're stepping in the future, rocking something that they're rocking. Just throwing that out there.
I do want to jump on. Oh wait, no, somebody got their hand up. Who is it? Murder. Go ahead.
what up, murder?
Yo, how's everybody doing?
How are
Congrats to the winners. Um, yeah, I was. This is something just because we were talking about like what we think or what we would just like idea like brainstorming shit for the vials. You know how Johnny has all these different renditions of shoes based on people's clones. I think it would be super dope if like we got like if we got like vials for like the digital use for the shoes where like the traits like get like your clone traits get rigged up to the shoe, so you have like your clones matching shoes, and you could like trade vials around with your friends and shit, and I could be wearing like Bombay shoes or Baron's reptile shoes with an afro on them or something, something along those lines. We're like, hey, here's the representation of your clone, or you could just like dole them out or whatever. I think that would be a dope concept.
Yeah, I think that's a dope concept too. As much as I like that idea, though, I feel like that's why they did the monolith with the randomization, or else I feel like they would have just been like, "Yo, here's the shoe. Your clone has this to do with it." But who knows? That can happen in the future. What excites me the most about these, though, is seeing the other vials that are supposed to come out. Like they said, creators and like collaborations. And if you guys watch that video, I know Shadows probably watched that video, paused throughout the whole thing like I have. But you see some crazy ass colorways. And to connect back to what you said, Murder, one of the colorways that made me kind of think about what you were saying is that there was like an Undead Titan skin colorway of the dunks if you skim through the video. So I feel like that is a possibility, like the traits, depending on whether it's the evo of the skin or what clone it's applied to, who the hell knows. But we do know based on that video that there were clone textures on these shoes that we have not been like officially presented yet, other than like seeing the teasers in these videos. So you never know.
I think it's going to be part of the same type of creator economy that we've had this entire time, where the creators of the community can actually have their own skin vials, and that will be represented in an AR technology type of way. And it makes sense to me for it to be integrated into like a dot swoosh situation and have the same type of creator competition that they had with dot swoosh, where if your vial gets chosen and it becomes an official colorway, and then you can use it, or you can just create your own colorway and use it however you want to use it. You know what I mean? Like, I think it's going to go towards that way, because this entire project, this entire time has been about the creators and people learning how to utilize 3D and Blender and all of the above, just so they can navigate through these realms. And they keep giving creators opportunities to take it to the next level. I don't see it stopping now. I think it's just going to continue with these shoes.
And I know we coming up on 10, so I'm gonna just try to hurry up. To Bombay's thing, I do believe, yes, it is 100%. I mean, it's more than 100% fine if these Genesis are just Genesis, right? And there's nothing else. And it's just like, I don't think people are going to smash open monolith boxes more than they're already available. So it's going to be at a 14K kind of like capped. And that's if everybody even actually forges. But with these being like the first, shoe, the one that even me who wasn't in crypto, like I even knew about these shoes, and I knew like people were speculating that they were going to be Jordans and like other different things even in my circles, but they were like 40K at the time. Like there were some crazy numbers going for these boxes. I would say this, if the Genesis, even if they do come out and they're just the white pair, eventually there's going to be other claims. I mean, hell, maybe the Genesis and the vials are indestructible. Like, I don't know. But like Bombay was saying, no, not Bombay, like Pump was saying, um, the videos show so many different iterations of these different shoes that maybe in fact they are just all digital and it all revolves around just this white shoe. And if you have the white shoe, white does and would have the best mapping. White and I guess green would have the best mapping for AR tech. So if you wanted to have that, Attack on Titan like undead look, or the crazy Murakami blinking eye, like, maybe it's just the white, but I do think that they would want to do more physicals and more colorways, but we'll see. Um, I'm of the mindset that I think they're going to be colorways. I just don't think they're going to be the colorways that are in the video. I don't think they're going to have kind of do the colorways in the video just without the wings and without the virtual flames. You'll just get like, a solid flame. Like, I don't think they're going to do any of that. I think it's going to be what's up above, like what was posted today. That is a genesis, right? It's a early, you know, concept art of a genesis, but that could be easily. It's almost as if Clegg like took the genesis and was like, okay, like if there was no
It says
text.
alien on it.
Yeah, it says alien tech on it.
It says, well, alien DNA, dude. Like, I mean, for me, I don't know. I just low tech alien. I mean, it just to me, he's always done stuff like this. It's I don't know. We'll see. I mean, I like you said. I'm okay with whatever, but I think that there'll be some preset colorways. But
Yeah,
maybe I'm wrong. I don't understand enough about like AR tech and all that shit to know like what that even means. Like, does that mean that the shoe only looks different to somebody that's looking at it through like a
yeah,
lens?
Yep, like a screen, a lens, like a Snapchat filter, like the
that
hoodie, you know.
on Snapchat or have an Apple Vision Pro or something
Apple
that.
Vision Pro.
Yeah, when you look at the shoe, it would change the way the shoe looks and it would be animated, kind of like the AR hoodie. But like you said, Baron, I mean, undead is what I see. You see alien. My thing is, if you take away all the text and if Clegg would have posted that with nothing else, everybody would have thought that those were Genesis colorways, and nobody can change my mind on that. So that's what I'm going with, and we'll see.
I want to say Shake just said a question that just threw me off a little in the in our chat. He said, "What does?" I responded to it with a wrong answer. I said upgraded vials, I believe, but he said, "What does breeding do? Does it give different vials or different shoes?" Obviously, none of us know what that means, but breeding, I mean, in my brain, the dictionary definition means when you put two things together and you create something new out of it. So I'm wondering if, like, say you have a Murakami DNA vial and a demon vial. I don't know what the hell is gonna happen or how that's gonna go into play, but I think that also means mixing things up to create something new. Cause right, like what else could that possibly mean? Breeding. Like when I think of dogs being bred, I think of someone making a baby of a dog with another. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, does anyone else kind of get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, and I feel like at some point, I can you. I don't know if you guys ever can hear me because I was rugged earlier, but I feel like at some point I'm gonna have to go and snip some stuff from the patent because a lot of the questions and it's actually all pretty pretty prescriptive in there. The only question really at this point for me is how do they apply it, right? So we've seen like different sketch design by Clegg, so we know again if you infer just a little bit the simple fact that they're showing different colorways earlier on, and we've been talking about this for a little while, right? So they're throwing a little bone at us, so we know that yeah, there's going to be different colorways and everything. They this latest one, I think he highlights the swoosh and and the live picture that we saw looked like the sign was lit up. Well, we know the CIRLs have lights, so it's not too far of a stretch to there's some different lights in there. So you could do different colorways or different lighting based on the DNA that you have. So it might not be the full on screen, right? But now your swoosh could light up a certain color based on which DNA you have. So and the other thing, the other thought that I had was with Animus and the commentary around that. We also again in the trailer for Animus specifically and the Exodus, we saw the one shoe that was highlighted was the Genesis Crypto Dunks, right? So that particular pair wouldn't be in there if it wasn't related to the launch of that again that collection and that IP. And again, a reminder that we still don't know what Animus actually is. So to me, it doesn't make sense that you would drop what 10 different vials or 8 different vials, sorry, and then on top of that add the Rimowa vials and the fact that we have community collaborators that can be there that are coming soon. and limit the shoe to just one plain silver colorway. So that doesn't really make sense to me, but we don't know. We'll find out. But I'm of the mindset that there's going to be a lot more colorways than just the one. The other thing too is the whole breeding and that mechanism. Again, it's always been about the creators and giving the opportunity for people to participate and all that. And again, the whole vial ecosystem in itself is a whole thing, right? It's been out there for a year, and I want to believe, and actually, I'm not going to say, I'm going to put it this way. I strongly believe after witnessing this weekend that they didn't sit on the thing for a year doing nothing, right? They've been cooking whatever it is they're cooking is going to take a lot of time and effort. Um, but I think it's going to pull in more than we can imagine, and I think it's truly going to be some next level stuff that they're introducing with like diversity of colorways and how we get to interact and play with it, and some of the creators that will be able to put their own spin on it. So it's going to be, I do truly believe that's going to be epic. I think a lot of the things that have been said tonight are likely in one way, shape, or form going to play into that. The interesting thing, and I think it was Baron maybe that was saying this earlier, or maybe it was in the chat, but it's how does the vial itself, what happens to the vial itself once you've used it to claim your shoe or the colorway that you've signed to that shoe? What happens to that vial? And that to me at this point is still unclear, because I think Shadow, you're the one who called out, or maybe it was Bombay, the digital element and then the physical element, right? So there's clearly two different paths that these collectibles are going to take. There's going to be the digital path that's with evolution and so on and so forth, and I think that's where maybe some of the collaboration comes in and all of that. And then there's going to be the physical that's a little bit more static, where once you made that choice of what you're assigning color wise to the shoe, it's over, right? You're going to forge it, you're going to get it, and that's going to be that. So it's going to be interesting, I guess, is my point. But 100% expect multiple
Tevi,
colorways.
I wanted to ask you, when you said you don't know what's gonna happen with it, were you saying like, do you think? Because this is what I think. I don't think, like, say right now we have the base human vial, it's purple, whatever, you know what it looks like, right? I think that when you evolve it, that original one that we see right now, like that placeholder, will disappear. It'll be burned, but we will get a brand new one that gives different characteristics to your shoe. Because I remember a while back, someone commented under Benoit's post and was like, hey, what if these are all kind of like mint vials where everyone's kind of looks the same right now, but the only thing you know is the DNA, but when the evolution comes, everyone's human vials has different traits. So say, for example, like, shit, I have the reptile with the knife in my mouth, and Austin has the one with the rose in his mouth. Both of the reptile vials right now look identical if they're equipped, but when the evolution begins, there can be characteristics on my reptile vial that are not on his. So, and he replied to someone that, because someone said that under his post, and he replied like a brain emoji, kind of hinting that that person was on the right path. So what I'm thinking is right now everyone has like a placeholder vial, and when the evolution starts, everyone starts to get something different when it evolves. Like, they're still a human vial, but with different traits, like every clone. Like, there's robots. They don't all look the same, but they're all robots. So I think that's what's going to happen when the evolution begins. Like,
Yeah,
they're
and
going to...
the only that is very possible, and I would also say that there's more than the base DNA, right? There's robots have like MK2, MK1, MK Black, and the
Yep.
Golden. There's subtypes in every single DNA. So the digital side, they can really take it to like so far out there because of the subtypes. But what I meant by like yeah, I'm not really sure what's gonna happen is
You know, it's like, as far as like, do you end up getting a new NFT once you and I'm
I think
talking like
so.
forging, right? Like forging of the physical here with the vial,
Hmm.
because I will say that I don't believe the vials themselves will get destroyed. That doesn't make sense to me. But
Yeah.
um,
I don't think it'll get destroyed, Tevi, but I think you will have a new one with new characteristics. So like
yes,
when I say destroyed, I mean like the NFT, sure, it can disappear to like a burn address, but I think you'll get a whole new vial that's on a new evolution. So if you decide to burn it and go to Evo 2, you can do that. Or if you decide you like just how it is right now, you can keep it. But I think that's what's also going to make this shit rare and different. I feel like if people decide they want to take that next step of evolution or if they like where they're at.
yeah, and a
So
good example would be the I guess something similar would be what we're seeing with the pods, right? It's like you're evolving them, you're combining them, and going to the next level. So it could be a merge between that and and going the evolution route. But what I thought was interesting, so maybe switching gears a tiny bit, but still along the same paths, is when you're looking at the Val evolution video with the crypto dunks, you can see that the paths goes in multiple different ways, um, and there's also no saying that we couldn't combine multiple DNA type files, right? Meaning,
I think that's what the breeding
yeah,
is.
yeah, meaning that yeah, you start with your human, but then you can add a demon or undead, which then creates, whatever, right? You know what I mean? Like, so I think there's going to be the digital side
Yo,
of it is probably going to be the most involved, and why it's taking quite some time to pair all those different combinations together. So
I just had a light bulb go off just based off of what you just the breeding, because they always talk about the breeding and the patent, and I was like, how the hell can some shoes breed? That made no sense to me, but that was the click right there. Like, oh shit, that is it.
That's why there's different paths, Dre. So like for example, the different paths show that not everyone will have the same one depending on how you breed it or how you evolve it.
Yo, that's
That's why I just said everyone's
crazy.
vials can possibly look different like clones do. Like they're the same DNA, but it's
Oh, but
bro.
I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna take it to a deeper, even deeper esoteric level. Right? We dealing with the monolith. If you understand the basis of where the origin story of a monolith is, it was, you can do the whole research. I'm not going to speak about that, but if you think about the 8 DNAs and think about certain historic lessons you have heard about the Emerald Tablet saying that human beings were created and spliced by their DNA to have specific purpose of being on this earth. And I always knew the founders were incorporating these messages into this project on that level. And this just takes it to that next level of that whole thought process. Because if you mix like a human with an alien DNA, what do you get? You know what I mean? And that's crazy. The whole Titan skin stuff, like that's
Wait,
crazy. I
so
just
that's dope. So how does that translate to the physical? Is it to the
You see,
the AR
it
peep?
you can't just change. Yeah, that's the thing. You once you have a physical shoe, it's not like you could just magically change the colorway. Sure, when we have that screen tech, that might be possible. But like I said, I think we're on the right track based on forging them and we can get colorways. But as far as the evolving them and breeding them, I feel like
That's the
that's the
digital
whole point of
play.
having the NFT.
Okay,
Yeah, that's the digital play. That's the
got it.
game.
And so your
That's the
token
patent.
and you'll still have okay, but then the physicals will be like kind of a stamp in history of like what they started as, right?
And you need to wear those and use them to
And then
actually be able to evolve them
and
and
then
shit.
as these
right
evolutions
with the
take
move
place,
to
they can
earn.
do other like runs of this shoe into maybe some of these
Well, think
evolved.
about this too, Baron.
Yeah.
When the mags first came out, and they had a pair of mags that did not auto lace. and then further down the line they drop the same air mag again, but with the auto lacing technology in it. So we can have the same play here where they drop a shoe that does not have the screen, of course. Shout out to
I
Durst.
think
But
that's
then
100%
they
happening.
can have, when the technology gets there, it's like, oh, here's the revamped version of that with the actual screens that apply. Now you can use your skin tech. You know what I mean? Now we speaking.
Yeah,
I think this is version 1.
Right. So,
don't
Right.
but
they do that?
Dre, do you? It just and I'm. If you can say pass if you don't want to answer this question, but do you think that you will see different colorways, or you think that we're getting one colorway?
See, honestly, I always thought that we would get one colorway that you can use AR technology to change the colorway through whatever platform you're using with the AR technology. But after hearing these points being made tonight, it does make sense for people to be like, here's your forge options. You can
Yeah, like I
create
could,
these colorways.
say I want to cash this violin with my shoe and get the reptile version of the dunk, right?
Like season
Right.
1,
But that
Baron.
thing's got that.
Just like season one Air Force One.
That's so sick, man.
You got the
And now
reptile vial,
imagine
you can forge the
you get them,
reptile shoe.
yep, and you get the reptile dunks. You got the Murakami fucking vial. You get a pair of Murakami dunks.
Mm.
That'll be
That's
sick.
what I
You know what I
really
mean?
am hoping for, and
So,
the Clegg, like real quick, is this. I'm not like reading this wrong, right? It says alien on it, right? It says
yeah, but saying that it's like a
He's
concept before.
yeah. He said it was an early
I
sketch
know
of.
he's done this before. We just that's remember when we saw that sketchbook from earlier, like when he showed us some like his anime sketches. He's just so awesome, man. Like I can't believe like just sitting. He'd be like sitting there like drawing that out. Can you imagine? Just being able that
You know, what's fire is,
talented.
is the breadcrumbs that they give us. Like it's like a interactive movie where they feed us Easter eggs and then we can speculate and then it pieces together through the speculation because they hear us talking and then they go back to the drawing board and be like, "Yo, they was talking about this. This was a great idea. We should do the X. Y." You know what I'm saying? Like
I
it's
want to
like a
hear
real
Shadow's
choose your own
take on
adventure
this.
book.
So they could get
Yeah, I'm,
real quick. So you could also, if somebody asks like the question, "Do I need a vial for these dunks?" The answer is no, you don't, because you could just get the base model,
Yep.
right, and then if you want to change the colorway to a human, you would apply the human vial, and they can continue that down the line. That's what I really would love. Thanks for talking about it, Shadow. The floor is
Let's
yours.
hear what
Somebody,
Shadow got to say. Shadow, I know
yeah,
you've been itching to speak.
trying
yeah,
to
I know he
say.
got some shit.
I was trying to say that I'm gonna just lay it out because I don't like tiptoeing, so I'm just gonna just say the shit. The thing is this: there's a hope for colorways, but nobody is really ready to financially be like, I'm just gonna put all my money in vials and dunks, and then hopefully it just happens. Because if not, you got to just live with your own decisions, which I will live with my own decision. And I'm not going to sit up here and lie and be like, well, if they don't come out with colorways, then I'll be okay. Like, look, I love AR, but I will be lying to myself if I said like if it was just silver, then I'll be all right. And hopefully
Yeah, this is the best thing I've ever
other
heard Shadow
like
say.
like I'm being straight up honest.
No,
So
you're right. Shadow, hold on. Before I fuck my thought up, you're so right. Now that you say that, I think they're actually going to do colorways because there's going to be people with multiple vials that are going to say, you know what? I don't want to forge 10 of the same shoe. Although I have 10 different vials, I don't want 10
Yeah.
silver shoes just because they're AR activated. So, boom. I think, I don't know. I think you're onto something. I'm
I
sorry.
agree
I
on
had
Mm.
to
that,
interrupt.
but I still is gonna
but
get the
yeah,
base one too, though.
but yeah, I'm just gonna finish it out because, like I said, I don't like tiptoeing. So as long as we all agree and understand that if they choose to just only do silver, that's not FUD. That's not anything bad. If they go down the AR route, because that's two different routes. if they do the shoe and the AR route, there's a whole ecosystem and route they could do for that. And if they come out with 8 different colorways, there's a whole different ecosystem they can do for that. Okay. But I do want to say one thing though. When it comes to what Dre Millie was saying, and I know it's kind of like something that we all already know. Nobody can tell me that when these dunks come out, if they have colorways or not, that artifact in 15 years from now, just like every other, I'm not even a sneakerhead, and even I know years and years later, they come out with a new version that is like, here's the 15th anniversary edition of the Genesis, the one that we envisioned that you saw 15 years ago on the NFT, now only available for clone holders if you also have the Genesis NFT as well. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so that is 100% going to happen. So that's why when like there was a lot of people that didn't like that, well, these shoes don't have screens. It's going to happen. It's going to be anniversary, whatever, 10-year, 20-year. It's going to come out eventually. But I just wanted to get out of the way to tiptoeing. Me personally, I would say straight up front, I'm hoping for colorways. But if they don't happen, it's okay. But I think they as well, like what Tevi was saying, they haven't just been for over a year, April, I believe, 2022. They haven't been for over a year just planning to release just the Genesis shoe by themselves because you can add AR filters forever later on down the line. Hell, get the community in, let them create custom AR filters that they can upload into the app that we can go and beg Ali to make for us. And then he has to keep ignoring us because we keep begging him for everything. And then we throw it on top of our shoes and we can keep walking around with different types of shoes every single day. That is cool, but I am personally hoping for colorways, and we'll see what happens.
Yeah, because we got slippers right now. You know what I'm saying, dude? These from a render, yo, these CIRLs are so fucking comfortable, man. You guys put them on the feet, rock these things. They're so durable. You can rock, put them right away. They'll clean right up. Oh my god, I love them.
You should have seen the amount of times Baron saw me without my lights on this weekend. He's like, "Bro, turn that shit on. What are you doing?"
Light it
It was
up,
the funny.
pump,
Light that up,
pump,
dude. These people are walking
pump.
by.
Lights, pump.
Lights. What's up, King Tevi?
Yeah, I just wanted to add one more. Yeah, Baron. Actually, Baron was like, "Turn them lights on." I love Baron's energy IRL, man. Like, y'all
Yo,
don't even know. I mean, those who are there, you know, but y'all don't even know, man.
yo, I literally I wanted to just hop up just a second. That yo, Baron, you were one of the most favorite people that I met this weekend in person. You are so sick, bro. Your energy is contagious. You got the biggest smile, like man.
Yo, Austin, I
I
got
don't
to
even know
call
what to
my.
say,
Yeah, I
bro.
appreciate it, man. It was really, I enjoyed myself, and it was fun. It was fun to get the shoes out in front of the people. You know what I mean? Pump.
No, shout out to Baron.
Yo,
Baron for
Hey,
president, yo.
yo.
Baron's
So,
Yo,
serious.
Austin,
so
I got
wait,
to
Baron's
wait, wait,
tell my
wait.
serious.
brother about that luggage that my grandmother gave me so long ago. That you were like, dude,
Oh, the Briggs and Riley,
yeah,
yo.
dude. He's like, no way, I'm taking it back from my kid. I'm like, yep, Grail.
Baron held it
Vintage.
down this weekend, y'all. So you guys just gotta know, he's a real legend on the spaces and in person. Real nice guy. I'll trust him with all my shit. Like, super cool, super cool.
100. So before I got distracted by how awesome Baron was, because I had to call it out, you know. But what I was gonna say is at the top I pinned a post that I put a little while back. So for the dunks, what I wanted to call out, because I don't, yeah, at the time I didn't we didn't talk about it, is the fact that it does say, right, that this is the skin vial tech is compatible with it is compatible with basically other shoes. You can go back and listen to exactly how they word it. The point being that this is truly only the start. this silhouette and this tech, like it might be just this silhouette, but like the tech can be applied to other things. So there will be other shoes. So when Dre was talking about re-release potentially, or that train of thought of like, I mean, and we see it today, right? With like shoes will drop with, X colorway and then it get re-released like a million times. I mean, the Jordans are a perfect example. There is nothing stopping Artifact from having the current 20,000, which will be whatever set colorway that we're seeing today, and then a few years down the road come up with a remastered with this or that, or there's a new activation IRL. Like we did hear that Animus quantity is based on future lore moments. There's nothing saying that we could not get it, some new colorways based on future lore moments or new collaborations, whether it's with the community or other artists or other brands. And ultimately, right, this can you can have Artifact release their own silhouette down the road, apply the same technology, and and we have more skin vials. So it's going to be very interesting how this all plays out. But that I had forgotten about this little piece, and I wanted to share that with everybody. And if you go back and listen to just that little snippet, and you can see how the graph has locks as well as question marks, and the arrows goes in different directions. So there's going to be a lot of options. And you throw in move to earn potentially, and I
Oh
don't know if
my
it's going to be called
God,
this.
dude. So, Tevi, you're going to be able to hold your vial and apply it to like a future shoe that you think they might do.
I think
I
so,
mean,
yes.
bro,
That's what I got.
Rimowa vial, Rimowa bot, bro. The
Yes,
Rimowa
sir.
bot.
That's what I've been trying to tell you.
Place the vials in the back of that little dude, and you
So,
Yeah.
got.
you know how you're just talking
And you
about
have
like future.
4 Rimowa bots.
Hey,
You have 4 Rimowa bots with 4
yeah,
vials that are floating out there.
bro. Excuse me. I got to catch my breath. I
We're gonna
can't
get a
even
bunch of
remember what I was.
Artifact
Oh,
sales
yo,
bot
you were talking about
notifications.
scaling up or like future lore moments or like future drops, dude. What about when Nike wants to put the Artifact shoes in stores? That's you know what I mean?
That's a future lore
Yeah,
moment.
that would be one of them.
Let's take our
Not
baby
to
steps.
mention, and I don't want to get people too hyped, but like these are the things I think about, right? When I'm thinking like super long term. We have a whole universe, like, and I'm talking to Animus, right? And the fact that we're floating through. Think about where we are currently in the story. We're floating. Our planet blew up, and we're floating through space. And we know from previous videos that we have a vast universe, right? Like when we went through Monolith 2 and the quest around that, different planets, different universe. We have the progenitor, we have Fafnir the dragon, we have all these different things that are floating out there that could be incorporated in so many different ways. Um, the Wondersmith is still out there doing his thing. We don't know what he's going to do next, what he's going to craft next. So there's so many things that can play into this story, right? And then you get little gold nuggets of applicable shoes or whatever. Like how I forget exactly how they worded it. And you look at the graphics that they're showing you with again locks, which mean that you actually need to do something to unlock it. And then once that's done, you go to like the question mark, which is basically like in gaming, you're just revealing whatever that might be, right? Based on the choice that you made. So there's a million ways we could take this, but at the core of it is options are going to be plentiful for the gaming side, or let's call it the gaming side. I don't know if it's going to be a game or if it's just the digital side. Let's call it that, because I don't want to imply that there's going to be a game or whatever it might be. So the digital side will have its own path and the way we're going to evolve and navigate the whole ecosystem. Forging happens at specific points, right? So when those points happen, whichever place we are in the lore, we are in the story, you will have access to specific colorways, whether it's the original ones or collabs or things of that nature that are available at that point in the ecosystem with whatever silhouette they have, whether it's the Genesis silhouette or something other, you'll be able to forge.
I'm
Right?
crying, dude.
And
I'm crying.
Because this is
So he'll be able
exactly
to.
what this is the whole thing. This is,
Yeah.
oh my God.
So
It's
I mean,
exactly,
that, like I said, that's
oh
how I think
my
about it.
God.
I may be completely off
It's the
base.
best
I don't think I
explanation
am,
of what
but
I've hoped this thing would be the whole time. And so it is accessed through this lore process. Oh my God. Files, huh?
so yeah, man. Like so, like I said, it might take a little bit to for all that to play, but think of it as not just the one time, one and done. This is again like different. And clones are access. That's what they are. They're
But the
access into
clones,
getting to.
in this thus far haven't really played into that process. But that doesn't mean, I guess, they couldn't change that down the road where they say that, we're going to do a run based on, and access is based on clone DNA, or the colorways
It,
are.
true, and also your clones and your animus through potentially incubation are linked. I think it's written black on white that there's a connection there. So there's a lot, obviously, right? There's all these little tidbits of information that, as you start to kind of piece it together and you think about it and start drawing parallels between how, and I'm no expert, right? Like I'm learning a lot of this stuff, but as I'm looking at the sneaker culture, what the sneakers app is doing, how like shoes are dropping, and like it's the same shoe being released multiple times. But then there's like special events around throughout the year. Different cities have like the same dunks and different colorways and stuff. It's there's parallels there with what they're doing with the storyline and the lore and how they can incorporate that and how you can evolve from where we are to where we want to go. Um, so when you start thinking about it that way, it's like, yeah, I can see how this could go out, but like put a fresh twist on it with the digital side and the tech and everything, and enhance the experience for not just holders, but people coming in from the outside who are just interested in
Yeah.
the shoe side of things.
Yeah. One thing before Bombay, sorry. Dude, I have this newfound, real respect for the people that put on these events and uh, go to these like sneaker con but type conventions, all this stuff that really the Artifact team's doing all the time, because I was dead ass so tired from bringing about 6 to 7 shoes.
Bro, I thought
We
Baron
had a
died. He fell
cart,
asleep at 6 p.m.
private access into the back. You couldn't have a better vendor experience, okay? Shout out to Will Never Stops and Artifact, right? Just for everybody putting it together. Will was there with the cart. Like Pump manifested. We pulled into our spot the second day. We're all like tired, so tired from the first day. And Pump's like, man, I wish Will was like right here with the cart. And I'm like, I didn't really say anything. We just pull right in the spot. We get out. Will's just sitting there with the cart. I'm like, dude.
He just looked at me and like, bro, that's God.
Yes, all day, dude. Whatever you want to call it. So that was just, I have an incredible respect. And I mean, the fact, like, you can't shut down these booths before, the whole thing closes. So the team has to stay at the booth while the other, half the team goes to, the evening event and starts setting up for that to make that all happen. It's just, um, it's really cool. And I want to thank everybody for, making it happen, because it is it's part of the brand, is those experiences. So but anyways, that's all I
Yo,
got for now.
real quick, before we go to Bombay, I'm sorry. We got a brand new clone in here. He just copped his clone today. His name's Compisha. I know he's gonna be missing for a while. He requested to speak, so before he goes MIA, I just wanted to introduce this brand new clone to the ecosystem, and please unmute.
Hey guys, what's up? First time listener, first time speaker. Just grabbed my clone. So excited to be here. Guys' space is amazing. This Baron guy, hell of informative. Tevi guy, crazy smart. I've learned so much in the 10 minutes that I've been here. Pretty crazy. Just landed in Ohio. Already got mugged. Got off the plane, mugged instantly. Drank some water out of the faucet. I'm sick already. I don't know what's going on in Ohio, but it's not great, guys. It's not great. Bro, we just landed. We're off the plane. We're walking to the baggage area. Y'all got me so excited because I saw that picture earlier. And I did see that it was an alien seeker. And that shit looks crazy. I almost commented on it like, no, hell no, Chris. Bring that colorway, bro. That's the colorway we want. But if they scrapped that colorway, could you imagine what was approved? Like if that one was just like a mock-up, imagine the alien colorway that fucking made it. Boom. Yeah, bro. Like Baron said, I'm over here crying. Baby.
I'm crying.
Thanks for having me,
We
guys.
miss you already, man.
Yeah, bro.
We already miss you, bro.
Dude, as soon as I got
dude, I
service,
hope you slept for 24 hours after that whole deal because I couldn't even. I don't know if everybody knows this, but I didn't even make it to the night events because I was so tired. Well, and I had a meeting the next morning, but the first one night I went, we met at this wherever it was. It's like surf. It had a surfboard on it, and then it was outside. And then the second night where it was at the art museum, I was in bed by 6 o'clock. I was planning on taking a nap. Ordered room service, and fell asleep before the room service even got there, and woke up at 6 a.m. the next morning. So I called my wife, and I'm like, I freaking slept through the whole night. And she's like, well, what'd you do for dinner? I'm like, oh my God, I didn't even get my dinner. So yeah, I was super starving the next morning, but we rolled, man. I needed that sleep because I was all pumped up for the first night and all that stuff. So old boy Baron had to get some sleep.
Yeah, everyone at the OC thing was like, "Where's Baron?" I was like, "Shit, I texted him, you good, a few hours ago, and he didn't respond." So I was like, "Yeah, he's on Grandpa Baron
Yeah,
time
that's
right
what they
now."
call me, Grandpa. And you guys know that I love my naps and stuff, dude. I need to recharge the batteries, and I appreciate
I
you
was
guys
coma.
understanding that.
he took a little Baron snooze. We didn't see him that night, bro. We didn't, but he was out there hustling. Yo, I did. I barely just feel good today, Baron. All day yesterday. I had all day to pack. I didn't do anything, bro. I packed like 2 hours before I was supposed to get on the plane.
Like I bet you were
Just not
sore.
feeling good.
Sore, like you were just standing. We were all standing the entire time
No,
for about 2
actually,
days.
Bro, y'all got to get your vitamin game up, man. I was gonna say that because Tevi was talking and he sounded like he out of it. Baron was talking, he sounded like he out of it. Sophie came up here, she sounded like she out of it. It's like, yo,
yeah, I was done for it too.
Get your vitamin game up. So not financial advice, but financial
How do we
advice.
figure that out?
Vitamin C. Get some vitamin C. Get you some echinacea and golden seal, and take as much vitamin C as you can. I got a 1,000 milligram vitamin C's. I take 4 of those bitches every day. So you get whatever it is. You've been talking to hella strangers. You've been around hella different energy. You are completely drained. You got to get your shit up, and then get out there and go walk or something. Get your circulatory system going. It's scientifically proven when you take walks that it increases your health. Go take a walk, man. A 1 mile walk, 2 mile walk, 3 mile walk. Do it 4 or 5 mile walk, whatever you want to do. But get the blood pumping, and you'll feel better after that. But y'all got to get your vitamins up, man. But not financial advice, but
I
financial
popped
advice.
the emergency. It's like you pour it in your water as soon as I got back, and it's up.
Hey, real talk. That little bag that Arch provided, Arch Nemesis, that care package. I didn't want to open it till I got home because I didn't know what was inside. I'm like, I want to preserve it, and I get home, right? And my daughter's like, "What's in the bag? That's interesting. Can I have it?" I'm like, "No, you can't have it. Like, this is mine. This is clone stuff." So then I cut it open. So she's like, "All right, we got to open it, right?" So we open it together, and my son is there. They're all like super excited for what's inside. and there's Fiji water, right? And she's like, Fiji water, can I get that? I'm like, no, this is clone water. You can't have it. This is special. This is clone water. And then inside, there was that hydration thing. Man, the man, I don't know if Arch is in the audience, but like, shout out to him for that little care package. But anyways, there's some cool stickers inside. But it just got me thinking, Dre, when you're saying like vitamin C and all these different things. I feel good, but my voice, that was a lot of talking over the weekend, so the voice is a little raspy right now. So, I should have been like Bear and
So
taken an
no,
extra
dude, I
nap, but I
lost my
didn't.
voice. Absolutely lost my voice. But I got it back.
Yeah, it happened.
I got a stuffed up nose though. I got another, just a little cold.
Nah, man. Get your vitamin. I'm telling you, bro.
I'm gonna do that.
You went
What was the other vitamin you said, Dre? The second one?
echinacea and golden seal.
All right, I'm on it.
Go to Vitamin
Appreciate you.
Shop and grab that 1,000 milligram vitamin C, man. You was around so many people, talking to so many people, selling. My man was in Quavo's face talking about CIRL.
Showing
Man,
them
get
the
your
app.
vitamins up. You don't know where
Showing them the
He's like, check
Quavo's
app.
out the
been.
app. Check out
Heavy
the app.
steppers.
I'm like, what? He's like, I was so confused. He's like, so these are what? I don't. What did he even say? I was like,
He said, what are these telling me?
yeah. I
He
thought.
said, what's the
So
data?
I was wondering. I'm like thinking to myself, is he asking me how much they cost? And then I'm like, or is he talking about steps? And then Awesome's like, yeah, they count your steps. He's like, all right, because I'd be big stepping. Man, it was wild. It's one of those things where like everything happens for, you can call it odd or you can call it God, is what I say. Like it's like things just happening like line up, and to me, what that means is like I'm in the right spot, right? I'm exactly where I need to be. Man, from like I got checked in as the wrong guy going on the way to the airport, and like they literally gave me the wrong boarding pass, and so my bags got sent to Boston, but they got caught. They the guy that they checked me in as, it wasn't going to Boston till 4:30, so my bags got caught in a holding area, and I didn't notice that I was checked in as the wrong person who had the same name as me but a different middle name, which is just odd because I don't really have a common name. But we noticed when I was getting on my flight, and she's like, "Wait a minute, it like buzz like beep." I'm like, "Dude, that does not sound like everybody else's ticket." And she's like, "You're not on this flight. You're on the 4 o'clock flight to Boston." I'm like, "No, I'm not. I'm going on here. Why would I be here at 6 a.m. to go to 4 o'clock flight to Boston?" And she's like, "Wait, so give me your license." She's like, "Yeah, you're on this flight." I'm like, "I know I'm on this flight." She's like, "All right, well, we'll get you on here." I'm like, "No, you don't understand. Where my bags need to get on here too." She's like, "Well, you check bags?" I was like, "Yeah, 3." And it was all the crypto kick boxes and everything that I'd like perfectly like taken all this time to pack and stuff. So then we ended up getting the bags because the person's flight wasn't until 4, and because my bags got put in the holding area, they like literally were like hand delivered. They were like the last ones on there, perfectly placed, first ones off. Boxes came crispy and safe home. So everything happens for a reason. Like I said, that's all I got for now.
That's a fact. That's a fact. Comp, go get your bags, bro. That's all I'm hearing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, did you hear that in the background? No, no, I'm getting them right now, and Shaw don't have no service. So, did you hear what happened to Jace? Sorry about that. Did you hear what happened to Jace? They cleaned out his room and threw his CIRL boxes away, bro. So he had to go. Is he in here? He could tell the story, but he had to get the room service people to go into the dumpsters to get all his CIRL boxes, bro. Like,
No way.
Come
Yeah, why would
on,
they
man.
do
No
that?
way to happen. No way to happen. No way to happen.
why would I?
God
Dude, he
damn,
came
no
over to
brain
my
cells.
room that morning because we took his stuff home one day, and I was like, "I'll just have them all locked here. Just worry about it when we're done." And he came over and purposely got those boxes. I was like, I think I'll just leave them in my room. I'm going to go to the event and then I'll get them when I leave. Like they'll be fine. Well, clearly it wasn't fine.
No, bro.
Oh
They
my!
went in. They went in and tossed him, dude. So he went down. I was leaving and I had his stuff in my truck. And sorry, Shaw has no service here, and she's got the Turo rented car, so I was getting her set up on my hotspot. But I had his stuff in my truck. He come out like, bro, they're digging through the trash for my boxes. I can't believe they threw those things away. Why would you throw that kind of shit away?
Wonder if they had the chargers in them too.
Bro, it's sneaker con. All you saw was boxes being carted around on a hotel carrier case.
That's a
How you
lack
gonna
of
throw
brain
sneakers?
cells.
That makes no sense.
His shoes were in brown boxes, like they were in the original shipping boxes. So we probably had them like closed up, and they just thought they were like just boxes that got left behind.
Nah, they
That's
got weight
still
to
dumb
them.
as
They
hell
got
to
weight
throw
to
away.
them.
Well, I don't know. Unless I'm just first time hearing about this. Everybody, that's incredible.
That shit just made me angry.
This is exactly why I put the do not disturb on, because they do weird things like that, man. This is why when I go to hotels, I make my own bed, I clean, I make sure I keep everything nice and
100%.
tight, because I don't need nobody coming in there and all of a sudden your shoes are gone, your laptop is gone. None of that stuff, man. You're not coming into my room. There's no reason for you to be in there.
I feel
they definitely disturbed, bro.
He was beyond checkout time, dude. I guess they had to get somebody in there to go to Disney.
I'm weak. Get his ass up. Throw everything away. I don't care. He's too late. Too bad.
They don't even care.
Get
He's
the
a
shit out.
paying customer. Like, come on, bro.
You know Jace, bro?
That is messed up.
Jace is the nicest person ever. So you know he's at the counter like, I can't believe you guys freaking did this. What the frick did you throw these boxes away?
Nah, bro. Jace, if you trigger Jace, it's a wrap. I know going in.
Wait. You guys don't bring like a portable camera with you guys when you guys go to a hotel and set it up in front of the door so it alarms when it on your phone?
Well, here go Kiro, and like we do. No, Kiro.
No, we need you,
bro. When I was in New York, bro, I had
That's the most Kiro shit I've ever
two
heard.
of the fucking. I need to check what brand they are. They're upstairs charging, but I had two of the fucking cameras set up, bro. Nobody comes in my room but me, bro. Nobody but me, bro. I promise you, bro. Anyone comes in my room, I would be there for them personally.
Bro brings a ring camera on his crib.
Brings cameras. He irons his clothes and hangs them up in the closet. Like nobody does this shit, man.
He got a tripwire.
Nah, I mean, real talk. I did have my season 1 clothing ironed and in the closet, so I could just, grab it quick, and it wasn't gonna be like,
Bro, my Nike SB tees got to be pressed every morning before I leave.
You got to do it
every morning before I leave.
No creases.
Even if it's already
My season 1's on the floor.
That's why I didn't
now.
sleep the first night, man. I was up ironing, getting everything right.
Oh, see, y'all fooling. Y'all big fooling. Yo, Tabby saw it. He jumped in my car. My suit jacket was crumbled up, laying on the front seat. Shit.
My Murakami TA pants are on the floor of my room right now.
I mean, Dre had. Man, listen, let me tell you something. Let me tell you a quick story. Like this is important.
Hold up, man. Bombay ain't win yet, though.
No, his hand's just broken. Don't worry about that, man.
Yeah, I think Bombay want to hear this story too, right? So, this is the first time I meet Dre, right? And I'm like, hey, and he's like, yeah, I'll give you a ride. It's all good. So we walk up. The M is looking crispy clean, right? I'm like, man, that's clean. He's like, nah, it's a little dirty, and like, how Dre talks, like all smooth and sultry, So I'm like, all right, whatever, it's cool. I get in the car, carbon fiber everywhere. Now, here's the thing: you look on the screen, this man has his clone with the VVS eyes as his profile picture in the Beamer. Right, I'm like, oh snap! You got the clone in here. Same thing, like unfazed, like you had to, blah blah blah. I can't even talk like him, so I don't even know why I'm trying. The point is, just super smooth, really, like so. And then we're, now we start driving. We're having conversation, getting to know him and everything. This man, and I think he just did it because that's just how he rolls. But as we're driving around, he's turning the volume up and down with like motion gesture, like in the car, just flexing. right? But he's like,
Right.
he's so smooth with it, right? And I'm just like, is this man really like turning up the volume right now with emotion? And I'm like, I know they do that. I mean, I've had a Beamer too, but I'm just like, is he doing this on purpose, or is this like? But I'm like, you know what? I mean, it's Dre, so I'm like, more than likely that's just how he rolls. It is what it is. But
Yes.
in the back of my mind, I was just like, man, like this man is like smooth
Wow.
with like at
Heavy.
no point anybody else like it would be like awkward or whatnot. He was just talking, just flowing with it. Like turn up the volume, turn down the volume because he like it got too loud, so turn it down so we can have a good conversation. And I'm like, man, all right,
At
man.
the OC event, my homie was like, dude, that's the guy from the freeway with the kids BMW. I was like, Dre, that's my close friend. He's like, yeah, let me go say what's up. I was like, they just knew him as the dude on the freeway with the kids BMW.
That's funny.
And,
Yo, I
and the
actually
myth, the
used the
legend.
gestures, bro. I actually used I didn't even know you was paying attention to me doing that. Because we engage in a conversation. I actually do that. Even when I'm by myself. That's funny. You are funny, bro.
Yeah. And I was like, nah, but I mean, it was cool though. Like it was. I appreciate the conversation. That was like super cool, super dope. Thank you again for driving me around, and all that, and everything else. But yeah, no, at some point. I didn't know it was gonna be tonight, but I'm like, at some point we're gonna have to talk about that, like how like the whole experience there. So here we are now. I'm like, man,
That's funny. I had no idea you was even. You know what? I had no idea I was even doing it because that's how I do it. That's funny, bro. Yeah, man. I'm glad you enjoy yourself. The pleasure was all mine, bro. Thank you for even riding with me. You know what I mean? I appreciate that.
Yo,
that was a good time. It was a good time. But yeah, no, it's like. I like the whole time. I'm like, no, like just smooth the whole way. Like just, he was just calm, collected, very suave, nice swag to him. I'm like, man, I get it. I get it. I'm like, I understand,
there's another
Uh,
BMW that was there that was trying to show himself with this like big ass whale tail on it. Unless that was Dre's, but I don't think Dre would leave his
No, no, no.
out overnight, dude.
Nah,
nah,
that was
Dre
there
has,
when we pulled up.
man,
Yeah.
it's the battlefield for real, for real. The thing is, yeah, that M is next level. Next level.
I knew it
Nice,
wasn't
nice.
his.
Nice.
I was like, he wouldn't be having them leave this thing out here. Saw it at the night, and then I saw
Reptiles
it first thing in the
outnumber
morning.
everyone.
What?
Reptiles outnumber
Look at
everyone on
this.
stage right now. This is
It's a
beautiful.
takeover.
Hold
Nah, man,
on.
I can't wait for the next one, the next event for real. Like everybody talking about how great this one was. I'm like, yo, what's the next? Let's plan this next one. Let's get this next one going. What we got? You know what I
Yo, I
mean?
think Bombay actually had his hand up. So he just came back and put it up. I feel bad for this man. We just violated him. So please.
Wait, so well, what are we talking about? Hold on. When Jay's got his shit tossed, was that after his checkout? Like he already checked out?
Yeah, Jack.
Wait, whoa,
It was.
whoa.
I think he.
I didn't even process that one. Dre, you are sick.
Whoa.
Bro, all I
Slow
heard
down.
was
You just
pause.
got up here, bro. You just got up here. Slow down.
Wait, you mean when he got his shoes boxes thrown in the trash? That's better.
Yeah,
Let's
when
clarify.
he got his boxes,
He didn't get nothing tossed.
Was he already checked out of the hotel and they did it, or was it pre-checkout?
Dude came in here like they had him like cheeks to the face, bro.
Don't
I
explain.
think he left him in there like after the checkout time.
Yeah, see, that could be an issue, man.
I mean, that's I'm assuming. I don't know that at all.
Okay. Because if it was after his
but they wouldn't
checkout,
yeet your gear before because there's no reason.
but-
You know what I'm saying?
hey, but anything after checkout, anything goes, bro. They can yeet that shit right out the door. But if it was before checkout, bro, yeah, you gotta keep the boxes secure. But yeah, ironing your clothes, bro. You gotta, man. Pump, you gotta take them pants off the floor, bro. Put them in the closet.
Bro, they're on the floor with one leg inside out right now.
Yeah, bro. Come on now. Come on. You gotta take care of them joints.
Bro, if you saw my room right now, you guys would be sick to your stomach. Some things you guys consider your prized possessions are
Bro,
just my
if you
carpet.
ever pitch artifact clothing with Adidas on, it's the same vibe as leaving the pants on the floor, bro.
Bro, that's some reptile behavior, if you ask me.
I
But
mean, I almost did it. You know, I almost did it,
yeah.
Churro, and then I remembered that more than likely somebody was going to be in the gym taking pictures and stuff. So I was like, the last thing I need is not only that I'm wearing Adidas to the gym here in Anaheim, but the last thing I need is for a picture to be taken, put on a timeline, and I've got season 1 gear with Adidas.
Yeah, it makes no sense.
Wait,
Crew will never let me
Einaham?
Makes
live that
no
one
sense.
down, so I didn't do it.
Bro, I know
Where's
for a
Einaham?
fact
But
it's in
hold on.
California somewhere, isn't
That's
it?
where we were just
Einaham?
there, Mert. We were.
Yes, Einaham.
Is it?
Yeah, isn't it?
But
Yeah,
what?
Anaheim.
Yes, that's the
Hold
correct
on, hold on, hold on.
pronunciation.
I actually came. I had my hand up to talk about skin vials, but we
Are you sure it's not about shit getting tossed?
yeah, no, I mean we went through about 100 damn different novels in between skin vials in my hand. But skin vials are breeding.
Wait.
Yeah.
Dre, don't do it. His hand's been up too long, bro.
Yeah, I mean, listen.
Carry on.
By the time my hand's been up and we went through about 20 different stories, bro, my skin vial breeded. That thing had a baby, and we on to the next forge. So yeah, look at bro, real time. Yeah, inventory. Yep. Yeah. So yeah, that's pretty cool.
Wait, are you asking if you need a skin vial to
Nah,
live?
so here's what I think, bro. Like I think mixing skin vials with other DNAs. I try to keep shit simple, bro. Like when I think of breeding, I mean like we have inventory, bro. You got your digital closet, you got your skin vial in there. You can put it on different. You got your little incubator for you keep your skin vial, right? And when you equip your clone with the dunks, you can attach the skin vial to it, and then or you equip your clone with the next drop with the skin vial, you can attach it to it, and the longer your skin vial sits in your incubator in your inventory, it accrues points, and then you can breed it. But when you want to go sell it, it's back to the original base, and it's an original skin vial. Like I think the skin vial is going to remain the same. They're not going to be added. There's not going to be more new skin vials. It's a skin vial, it's a skin vial. And if I take my skin vial out the incubator and put it on OpenSea to sell it, and someone buys it, it's an original skin vial, and you got to go do it. And so a reason to hold it, right? A reason to use it, keep it in your incubator in your inventory, and as time goes on, your skin vial grows stronger, and it breeds itself. So you got your skin vial for 2 months, then all of a sudden your dunk can get breeded into the next version that we see with the wings and then the mouth and this shit. So then when you put it on your clone in the inventory app, you can see it come out digitally, and then yeah, so like I think if you're forging shoes and you use the skin vial, you got your Genesis dunk, and then maybe the next one out of the monolith has a similar skin vial, and you can use it for the same way, like an initial colorway. I think the breeding could be just for digital, and I also think that one day Artifact will have kicks in stores, and that's what my point was about, like a one base colorway. Like I don't know if they're gonna put 10 shoes on the rack, right? But I think you can have an initial Genesis artifact shoe on every rack, right? So and you keep it clean. So maybe that's what a Genesis is, and so they make more Genesis to put in stores, and then the vials will be special because you can only get the colorway for the vial. So yeah, like but then the Air Forces was clone DNA, so they had nothing to do with vials. So I think maybe like the monolith is vial technology, and then you have like season 2 or another drop just for clones, and that's DNA. So you have two avenues. You have the clone DNA forge, and then you have a vial forge. That's my simple analysis of what vials could
Yo,
be.
so Bombay, what about the creator vials? Because I seen the ones that Johnny dropped earlier this afternoon. Um, I want the
Yeah, facts.
compound ones.
Yep.
So you know what I'm saying, bro?
Yeah, so I think that's what Dre was saying about Dot Swoosh when they open up a marketplace. I think you're going to be able to see creator vials and then say like lead creators or lead explorers or creators have the opportunity to create vials that you can sell on marketplace or trade on marketplaces or and stuff like that. So it's more of like a niche creator thing, but like I don't think you're going to be able to see like a forge with the creator vial. I think you're gonna only be able to see that with the artifact vials. But because that is gonna be that's causes a lot. Like you got like one pair of shoes. It's just tough. But I think for digitally, you can definitely gonna be able to see that, and
So
then
like
you can
we'd be
put
able
it
to like use our phone and then AR that creator's
a
skin when we're
absolutely
showing
AR it,
somebody the shoes.
put it on your VRM. When you're in other side, like your clone can rock the creator vial. When you're hitting renders, you got the creator vial. I can definitely see something like that. I also see like a marketplace where clones can create their own custom clothing, digital asset clothing. So now anyone can create on their clone and have it rock in inventory. But that's definitely a dot swoosh marketplace thing, and I don't think that's coming right away. That's going to be a slow bake process. But uh, yeah, I agree with Dre in the dot swoosh marketplace creator because that's what they're doing, right? The goal is to have creators get in there and create their own shit. So I can see Artifact kind of them using Artifact as to test it out, to roll it out for everyone else as we are the test kitchen. So that's how I see it.
No, I agree. I agree with that. No. Excellent points. Tevy, what you got?
Yeah, I was gonna just say like the slight counter, or not even a counter, but like more of a highlight to the comment around the creators and maybe like not doing specific drop for those because complexity and stuff is yes maybe, but also we have space trips, right, which are shoes dropped specifically for creators by creators in very small limited quantities. I don't expect it to be maybe as many creators in that small of a quantity each time. But I do see a path through Artifact, not just that swoosh, but through Artifact where, top tier creators, those that are either creators in residence or whatever it might be, whichever way that, that whole path, moves forward to have the ability to collaborate and actually drop, like collections. That actually reminds me of a line in the patent where it says, specifically when they're talking about the vials and the crypto donks and the fact that people could collaborate and define the owner of the vial or whatever can define the quantity of that drop, so they can specify the quantity of the drop. So if you interpret that a little bit, then you could take it to the point where it's like, all right, well, if and I just like using Johnny and Rupsy decide to collaborate with, and they get to work with Artifact, and they're gonna drop, they're gonna drop now the Johnny Kick / Rupsy pair, and it's gonna be X amount, right? So they align on how many are gonna drop, and then they release that vial to the world for people to cop and utilize. So when I think about that, and I think about what they did with Space Trip, finding like new upcoming artists and then dropping it in smaller quantities, I think it's doable. It doesn't necessarily have to be with these crypto dunks. It could be with anything down the road that does utilize the vial tech. But I think it's possible. Um, Whether they do it or not, that's a whole different story. But I think it's possible. Like the precedent is there.
Yeah, no, this you made an excellent point earlier when you said how Harlan had the shoes on his clone as he was exploring the whole Exodus thing. So that made it a bridge in my mind for things as well. So that was a great point out. All right, cool. We got the rest of the week. I want to make sure that we have space for other people, other clones, other individuals to jump up and host and co-host. If there's anybody out there that wants to do so, hit me up. Let me know. It's your time to shine. We're getting around 9 o'clock now here in California International Standard Time. And, I don't want to keep everybody up too late. So Shout out to the man Pump Pisha for doing his thing. Excellent host tonight. I would clap for you, but it's too loud and my kids are asleep, so we're gonna go ahead and silent clap.
Appreciate you. I hope
You know
I
what I
was a
mean?
good substitute teacher
Yo,
for
bro.
Pisha today.
Let me give
No.
you a little. Can I give you a rating? Can I give him a rating real quick?
Yeah.
Shoot it, man, of course.
Dude, I'm gonna give you a 9.5.
Nice.
Dude, I think that I think we need more of you up in here, dude. Dude, this guy connects the dots, as I love to say. I mean, he knows. It was like every person we ran into, Pump knew, and but those people were doing things in life. So it was cool. So I want to see more of you up here, Pump, and I appreciate you showing me the way up there, dude. So 9.5, but that means you have room to grow, bro.
That's a
Thank you,
fact,
bro.
man. I tell him that all the time, man. Like he knows way too many people who are moving and
It's
shaking
insane. I'm like,
in
what do you
the
mean?
city.
You know him too, bro.
It's
Like,
crazy.
it was almost there was literally 60 to 70% of the people that had booths. Like, he's like, yeah, grew up with that guy. Grew
Bro,
up with
Pump
that
is
guy, know
plugged
that
up,
guy.
bro.
Dude, I'm like, what the? So, anyways, it's all happening. You know what I mean? We're exactly where we need to be, like I said earlier.
Shout out. Oops, I think I accidentally clicked the button.
Look at that. You had your 9.5.
No,
Now you
no.
muted
No. That was me. That was me. I'm gonna take that one. Pump, you keep the
I
9
just
and the
wanted to
5. You
say
keep the
thank you to
9.5.
Dre and Compound for the opportunity. I appreciate it. I had a hell of fun.
No, for sure, man. Any and every time, Pump. You already know what it is, man. We going on these hikes. We had these deep talks. That was the whole part of me telling you to stand up and speak to Jeff Staple because I know that you have your reservations when it comes to putting yourself in those situations, but that's part of the growth in life. When you got the shot, you got to take it. Sometimes your window of opportunity is just a crack, but you got to slide through that motherfucker. And you're a reptile anyway, so you're already slithering anyway. So get through there, man. Take the shot.
Just like you grabbed that banana at UCLA, dude. Pump, we walked out of he held it all the way till we got outside. He's like, I don't even know why I'm still holding on to this thing.
Are we still talking about Pump, like just growing as an individual and like just as like, or I feel like there's a lot of opportunity for pausing here. Like that was kind of interesting, but
I don't know nothing about that story, so I didn't want to say nothing. It might have been something real that I just wasn't privy to.
Yo. No, whenever you need me,
It
though,
was
Trey
real
or
weird.
Compound, if either of you are busy and you need me, I'm here. So I would love to always, I don't want to say substitute, but yeah, if you guys ever need another co-host, if one of you are busy, I'll definitely hold it down, whether it's this week, whenever. I fuck with all of you, and I appreciate you guys. So, yeah.
We appreciate you too, man. Take the shot, man. You know too many people. There's way too much opportunity. This is la la land. This is the whole point. But sometimes you got to put yourself in an uncomfortable position and speak up, and then your opportunities will come from that interaction that you were afraid to even take in the first place. You'll change your life like that, man. I'm telling you.
Thank you, bro. I look up to you, and everything you say sticks to me, so appreciate you, Dre.
I appreciate you. Comp, what's good, man? You got something to say? We closing about the rug this
Yeah.
motherfucker.
Yo, sorry. I keep rugging in and out. I keep going on and off stage, but I just wanted to say I appreciate y'all for holding it down. Pump, I appreciate you. Everybody who came up and spoke tonight and added value to the space. I love y'all as well. Appreciate y'all. Have a good night. Dre Millie, thank you. Always, bro. Love y'all.
You already know what it is. And with that being said, we out this bitch. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Peace.
Peace.